Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Screen Guild play tonight, Casablanca. The starring players, this is Humphrey Bogart.
This is Ingrid Bergman.
And this is Paul Henreid.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in Warner Brothers' exciting story of romance and intrigue in wartime Africa, Casablanca, with the original stars of the picture, Paul Henreid as Victor Laszlo, Ingrid Bergman as Ilse Lund, and Humphrey Bogart as Rick Blaine. Barely escaping the conquering Germans' entrance into Paris, Rick Blaine fled to Casablanca. There, months before the American troops landed, he was operating Rick's American Cafe. Casablanca swarmed with refugees, and Casablanca's more permanent foreign residents did a land office business in exit visas and letters of transit. Rick, however, avoided involvement in that dangerous business until the night our story began. He was in his office above the cafe, where he could watch and hear the crowd below when his head waiter called to him. Yes, Carl?
The prefect of police, Captain Renaud, would like to speak to you.
I'll send him in.
Yes. Rick will see you, Captain Renaud.
Thank you, Carl. Hello, Rick.
Hello, Louis. Why the formality?
Well, I have some unpleasant news for you, Ricky.
I mean, you're looking for more graft.
Oh, no. At least not right now. My men arrested Ugarte on his way to your roulette wheel, Ricky.
Well, except to Ugarte, what's so unpleasant about that?
Well, in itself, nothing, but we arrested Ugarte for murdering 2 German couriers and stealing their letters of transit. Ugarte did not have those letters of transit when he was arrested, and he's seen no one but you, Ricky, since the murder.
What are you building up to, Louis? Arresting me?
No, not immediately at any rate. I just want to give you a word of advice. Ugarte was going to sell those letters tonight to Victor Laszlo.
Laszlo? Here in Casablanca?
Yes. Well, you know, Ricky, this is the first time I've ever seen you so impressed.
As head of the underground movement, Laszlo's impressed half the world.
Yes, it's my duty to see that he does not impress the other half. Rick, Laszlo does never reach America. He stays in Casablanca.
20,000 francs says he doesn't.
I'll make it 10,000. After all, I'm only a poor, corrupt official.
All right, it's a bet.
Well, no one else would dare supply Laszlo with exit visas, Ricky, and since he can't leave Casablanca without them, make certain that you don't give him those letters of transit.
Right.
Oh, you needn't deny it, Rick. I'm certain you have the letters.
Even if I had those letters, Louis, you know I stick my neck out for nobody.
Yes, to date. But I suspect, Ricky, under that cynical shell, you're a sentimentalist. Now, if you'll come downstairs with me, I'll introduce you to Major Strasser and Victor Laszlo and his charming companion, the most beautiful woman who has ever come to Casablanca.
Remember this, a kiss is still a kiss, a sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by.
Sam!
Yes, boss?
I thought I told you never to play that song again.
Well, boss, you see, I didn't really...
Sam's not to blame, Rick. I asked him to play it.
You? Ilse?
Yes, Rick. Ilse.
What are you doing in Casablanca?
Just traveling through with Victor Laszlo.
Where is he?
He'll be right back. He's looking for someone.
Well, I found your wandering escort, Mademoiselle Lund. Ricky, I have the honor of introducing...
We're old acquaintances, Captain Renaud.
Oh, you know each other? Well, then, Ricky, do you also know...
This is Mr. Victor Laszlo.
Well, here's a great deal about Rick in Casablanca.
And about Victor Laszlo everywhere. I congratulate you.
What for?
Oh, your work.
Thank you. I try.
We all try. You succeed.
I can't get over you and Mademoiselle Lund knowing each other, Ricky. Under the circumstances, it worries me.
Well, it needn't.
Let's see, Rick. The last time we met...
Was it La Belle Aurore?
Oh, nice, you remembered. But, of course, That was the day the Germans marched into Paris.
I remember every detail. The Germans wore gray. You wore blue.
I don't wish to be the one to say, dear sir, but it's late. We'll come again, Monsieur Blaine.
Anytime.
Will you say good night to Sam for me, Rick?
I will.
There's still nobody in the world who can play as time goes by like Sam.
I'll tell him. That's what she said, Sam. Nobody can play as time goes by like you.
Aren't you going to stop drinking and go to bed, boss?
No. Play as time goes by, Sam.
Oh, I don't think I can remember it, boss.
If she can stand it, I can. Play it. I got a date with a memory in Paris.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time.
Now I really know the meaning of happiness, Richard. It's being here in Paris with you.
And the German army 50 miles away. Who are you really, Ilse? What were you before you came to Paris?
At the beginning, we said no questions, Richard.
You know, I can't help wondering why I should be so lucky. Why I should find you waiting for me to come along.
Why there is no other man in my life? Well, that's easy. There was. He's dead.
I'm sorry. I know we said no questions. I'll never ask another.
Richard, you must leave Paris before the Germans arrive. You're on their blacklist.
Now, their roll of honor.
Oh, don't joke, Richard. You must leave.
No. We must leave.
Yes, of course.
Oh, now, the train for Marseille leaves at 5. Hey, why don't we get married in Marseille?
No. Oh, that's too far ahead to plan.
Ilse, what's the matter?
Nothing, darling. Nothing. It's just that I love you so much. Oh, it's a crazy world. Anything can happen. If you shouldn't get away, if something should keep us apart, wherever you are, wherever I'll be, I want you to know. Richard. Kiss me as if it were the last time.
A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply.
Boss, wake up. Boss, you gotta wake up. That lady's here. And this ain't no memory in Paris. She's right here.
You're as drunk as I am, Sam.
No, he's not, Rick. I'm here. I left Victor at the hotel and came back. I have to talk to you.
Funny about your voice, how it hasn't changed. I can still hear it. Richard, dear, I'll go with you any place. We'll get on a train together. We'll never stop.
No, please. I can understand how you feel.
You understand how I feel. How long was it we had?
I didn't count the days.
Well, I did. Every one of them. Mostly I remember the last one. You and I were going to run away from Paris together.
Oh.
But you didn't meet me at the station, did you?
Please, Rick.
That was a wild finish, me standing on the platform. The last train about to pull out. But you didn't show up, and Sam had to push me on the train.
The Rick I loved in Paris would let me explain, but this Rick, looking at me with hatred. I'll be leaving Casablanca soon. We'll never see each other again.
You'll see me before you go.
No, Rick.
Oh, yes, you will. Some night you'll lie to Laszlo and come to me.
No, you see, Victor Laszlo is my husband. And was, even when I knew you in Paris.
Well, Laszlo, I wondered when you'd come to see me.
Captain Reno and Major Strasser kept me busy for the past 24 hours.
Now, there's no use fencing around. You've come about those letters of transit, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
You and Strasser and Reno. Seems to be the general impression in Casablanca that I have those letters.
Suppose we assume that you have them.
All right, go ahead.
You must know it's very important I get out of Casablanca.
Why you? More than any of the others stuck here?
It's my privilege to be one of the leaders of a great movement. You know what I've been doing. You know what it means to the work, to the lives of thousands and thousands of people, that I reach America. And
don't you ever wonder if what you're fighting for is worth all this?
we might as well question why we breathe. If we stop breathing, we die. If we stop fighting today's enemies, the world will die.
What of it? It'll be out of its misery.
You know, Monsieur Blaine, you sound like a man trying to convince himself of something he doesn't believe in his heart. That wasn't always your attitude. You ran guns to Ethiopia. You fought against the fascists in Spain.
I was well paid on both occasions.
A winning side would have paid you better. Isn't it strange that you always happen to be fighting on the side of the underdog?
Well, let's say that I'm a poor businessman.
Are you businessmen enough to appreciate an offer of 100,000 francs for those letters?
Oh, I appreciate it. But if you offered me 1,000,000 francs, I wouldn't accept it.
Very well, then. You have the letters of transit. You won't give them to me. But I want Ilsa to be safe. Monsieur Blaine, I ask you as a favor to use the letters to take her away from Casablanca.
You love her that much?
Yes, I love her that much.
Oh, sorry, but it's no deal.
But why?
I suggest that you ask your wife.
My wife?
Yes. Who's singing that song?
Oh, the Strasser and his Gestapo agents. They followed me here.
Now, don't start anything. I don't want any trouble in here that'll force Reno to close my joint.
You have no objections to your band accompanying me while I sing, do you?
No, go ahead. I'm neutral. If one customer can sing, they can all sing.
They all will sing. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready, Mr. Laszlo.
Then play it.
Casablanca, starring Ingrid Bergman, Humphrey Bogart, and Paul Henreid. In just a moment, we will hear Act 2. But first, here's a word from our hostess, Lady Esther.
Don't you just love this time of the year when everything seems to be taking on new life, new beauty? You know, your skin is changing too these days. From the winter-weary dryness of February and March to the lovely spring-like freshness of April. And what a pity it is for anyone to hide that fresh, young look of the skin, that lively, awakening April look of the skin, with a mask-like face powder. Does the powder you use accent the fresh, delicate tones April brings to your skin? Or does it hide them, cruelly cover them up, make your skin look a little pasty and drab? Now, if you want to keep that springtime look to your skin, if you want your skin to look fresh as a daisy all day long, and young and lovely as all awakening nature around you, try Lady Esther face powder. I know your heart will miss a beat when you look in your mirror. For Lady Esther face powder brings out all the subtle, delicate charm that nature gives your skin this time of the year. Women say it's by far the most flattering face powder they've ever used. You see, Lady Esther face powder isn't just mixed in the usual way. It's blown by hurricanes. Color and powder particles whirl together with the force and speed of hurricanes. The result is a powder so smooth and fine in texture, it hides little lines and blemishes. So rich and exciting in shade, it adds instant life and beauty to your appearance. So, if you want to see the miracle of springtime take place right on your own skin, before your own mirror, treat yourself to Lady Esther face powder.
Curtain rises on the second act of Casablanca, starring Humphrey Bogart as Rick Blaine, Ingrid Bergman as Ilse Lund, and Paul Henreid as Victor Laszlo. Angered by the manner in which the patrons of Rick's Cafe joined Victor Laszlo in singing the Marseillaise, Major Strasser forced Captain Renault to close Rick's place and ordered Victor Laszlo and Ilse Lund to remain in their hotel.
Victor, I'm frightened. Please don't go to the underground meeting tonight.
To tell you the truth, my dear, I'm frightened too. So shall I hide here in a hotel room, or shall I carry on the best I can?
Whatever I would say, you would carry on.
Since our friend Rick has refused to part with those letters of transit, what else am I to do?
Did Rick give you any reason?
He suggested I ask you.
Ask me?
Yes. Ilse, when I was in the concentration camp, were you lonely in Paris?
Yes, Victor, I was.
I know how it is to be lonely. I love you very much, my dear.
Yes. Yes, I know. Victor, whatever I do, will you believe that...
You don't even have to say it. I'll believe. I must get to the underground meeting now. Good night, my dear.
Good night. Hello, Rick.
Well, I told you you'd be around to see me, but this is a little ahead of schedule.
Richard, I had to see you.
Oh, so I'm Richard again. We're back in Paris.
Please.
Your unexpected visit isn't connected by any chance with the letters of transit, is it?
Richard, you can ask any price, but you must give me those letters.
I went all through that with your husband. There's no deal.
Richard, we loved each other once. If those days meant anything at all to
I wouldn't bring up Paris if I were you. It's poor salesmanship.
Please listen to me. If you knew what really happened...
I wouldn't believe you no matter what you told me. You'll say anything now to get what you want.
Richard, don't you understand? You are our last hope. If you don't help us, Victor Laszlo will die in Casablanca.
What of it? I'm going to die in Casablanca. It's just the spot for it. Now, if you... Well, I see you come prepared for anything. Give me that gun.
No. I tried to reason with you. I tried everything. Now, if you don't give me those letters, I'll shoot.
Go ahead.
Get me those letters.
No, they're right here in my pocket. I don't have to. If you want them, you'll have to kill me to get them. If Laszlo, if the underground means so much, you won't stop at anything. And if you don't shoot fast, I'm going to take that gun away from you. Now give it to me.
Oh, Richard. I tried to stay away. I thought I would never see you again, that you were out of my life. If you knew what I went through the day you left Paris, how much I loved you, how much I still love you. We had been married only 3 weeks when Victor got word that they needed him in Prague. He was captured almost immediately in Central Concentration Camp. Then came word he was dead. I was lonely before, but then I had nothing left, not even hope, until I met you.
But why didn't you tell me all this in Paris?
Victor made me promise to keep our marriage a secret. He was afraid that if the Gestapo found out I was his wife, it would be dangerous for me and for those working with us. I kept my promise.
And then you got word he'd escaped?
Yes, a friend called, telling me that he was ill and hiding in a freight car near Paris. I didn't tell you because you wouldn't have left Paris and they would have caught you. Well, you know the rest.
It's still a story without an ending. What about now?
Well, I'll never have the strength to go away from you again.
And Laszlo?
Well, you'll help him now, won't you, Richard?
Yes.
He'll have his work, all the things he's been living
All
for.
except you.
I can't fight it anymore. I don't know what's right any longer. You'll have to think for both of us, Richard. For all of us.
I've already made up our minds, and I think I can arrange everything with Reno. Here's the setup, Louis. I'm selling out my place and leaving Casablanca on tonight's plane, the last plane.
What?
And I'm taking Ilsa Lund with me. Ilsa's Victor Laszlo's wife. Louis, I'll make a deal with you.
What is it?
I want to be sure that Laszlo doesn't escape this time. Now, if you could get him on a real criminal charge, would that be a feather in your cap?
It most certainly would. Germany, the chief would be grateful.
And then be at my place a half hour before the plane leaves. I'll arrange for Laszlo to be there, thinking I'll sell him the letters of transit. When I hand them to him, that'll give you the criminal grounds for making the arrest.
Ricky, I'll miss you. Apparently, the only one in Casablanca that has even less scruples than I.
Thanks. Oh, and by the way, Louis, come for Laszlo alone. See, I'm taking no chances on a double cross, even from you.
Double cross? Why, Ricky?
You might get ideas about slapping me in the jug for selling those letters, you know. Well, don't forget, a half hour before plane time, alone.
Don't worry, Ricky. This is an honor I'll share with no one.
Monsieur Blaine, I don't know how to thank you.
There's no time for that. You won't have any trouble in Lisbon, will you?
No, that's all arranged.
Good. Well, here are the letters.
Monsieur Blaine,
Mr. Laszlo, you're under arrest on the charge of accessory to the murder of the couriers from whom those letters were stolen.
Now, just a minute. Nobody's going to be arrested, Louis. Not for a while yet.
What? Rick, put that gun down. Have you lost your mind?
Stay where you are, Louis. I wouldn't like to shoot you. But I will if you take one more step toward me. Keep your hands away from your pistol.
Well, I suppose you know what you're doing, but I wonder if you realize what this means, Rick.
Perfectly. In fact, Captain Renault will take you along as our hostage, so there won't be any trouble at the airport. There's only 10 minutes till the plane leaves. We have to hurry.
I'll go get the luggage aboard. Coming, Ilsa?
No. So I'll wait here with Rick and the captain.
I'll be right back.
Well, those letters of transit are in blank, Louis. You fill in the names. That'll make it even more official.
Oh, you think of everything, Ricky.
The names to fill in are Mr. and Mrs. Victor Laszlo.
Mr. But why my name, Richard?
You're sure getting on that plane.
But what about you?
I'm staying here to keep Captain Renault company till the plane leaves.
No, Richard. What has happened to you last night?
Last night we said a great many things. Did you mean everything you said?
You know I did.
You said I'd have to do the thinking for all of us. Well, my thinking adds up to you getting on that plane with Victor.
No, but Richard.
I know what you're going to say, that you belong here with me.
Yes.
But if you stayed here, we'd both land in a concentration camp. Isn't that right, Louis?
I'm afraid that Major Strasser would insist.
You're only saying this to make me go.
I'm no good at being noble, Ilsa. I'm saying it because it's right.
But what about us?
We'll always have Paris. We didn't have it. We lost it till you came to Casablanca. We got it back last night.
When I said that I would never leave you.
Everything is in order. Are you ready, Ilsa?
Laszlo, there's something I'd like you to know before you leave.
I know, Monsieur Rick. Ilsa has told me all I need to know about you and herself. I don't ask you to explain anything.
Well, I'm going to anyway. Might make a difference to you later. Last night, Ilsa tried everything to get those letters. When nothing else worked, she did her best to pretend that she was still in love with me. That was all over long ago. For your sake, she tried to pretend it wasn't. And I tried to let her pretend. We couldn't even fool ourselves.
Richard.
Monsieur Blaine, welcome back in the fight. This time our side will win. Shall we board a plane, Ilsa?
Yes, Victor, I'm ready. God bless you, Richard.
Goodbye.
Well, I suppose you know this isn't going to be pleasant for either of us, Ricky. I have to arrest you, of course.
When the plane leaves, Louis.
Sooner, I'm afraid, Ricky. Here comes Major Strasser.
You better keep quiet, Louis. I'd hate to have to shoot you now.
Why did you ask me to come to the airport, Captain?
Well, I was afraid Victor Laszlo might be leaving on this plane.
Sort of a double cross, eh, Louis?
Of all the ridiculous ideas, Captain.
Possibly. Nevertheless, he's on the plane.
Well, why do you stand there? Why don't you stop him?
Ask Monsieur Rick.
Stay where you are, Strasser.
Herr Blaine, I would advise you not to interfere with an officer of the Third Reich.
I'm a true neutral, Strasser. I was willing to shoot Captain Renault, and I'm willing to shoot you.
But you'll shoot too late.
Oh. Nice shooting, Ricky. But I'm afraid my gendarmes heard those shots. Well, till after this affair dies down, Ricky, I think you'd better disappear from Casablanca. I can arrange your transportation to a fighting French garrison in Brazzaville.
All right, Louis. I could use a trip, but don't forget, you still owe me 10,000 francs for our bet on Laszlo's escape.
Oh, well, we'll need that to get to Brazzaville.
We'll need it?
Certainly. I can be as silly a sentimentalist as you.
You know, Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Thanks to Warner Brothers for Casablanca, and our sincere appreciation to Ingrid Bergman, Paul Henreid, and Humphrey Bogart for appearing with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players tonight.
It was our pleasure, Mr. Bradley. We know how these programs benefit the Motion Picture Relief Fund, and we know, too, how important the Relief Fund is to our profession. We're happy to give our services. Now, before you hear about the next week's program, please listen to a word from one of our best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Bergman. When you hear a woman say in delight, why, that's sheer flattery, you can be sure she's received a compliment that delights her very soul. Now, it's not only sheer flattery when a person pays you a wonderful compliment, but it's flattery, too, when a new hat makes you look smarter and more intriguing, or when a face powder makes you seem a lot younger, a lot more interesting and attractive. You know, surveys show that women have found Lady Esther face powder to be the utmost in sheer flattery for their skin. Many of them say they prefer Lady Esther face powder because of the delicate smoothness of its texture. Others speak of the warmth and liveliness of the Lady Esther shades. But the smoothness of texture and the beauty of shades are both the result of one thing, the Lady Esther Twin Hurricane method. By this method, the color and powder particles are blown together with the fury and speed of hurricanes into a finer, smoother blend than ever was known before. A powder of such delicate texture, it clings to your skin like soft mist. A powder so truly blended that the shade looks clear, fresh, and alive on your skin. Try Lady Esther face powder, and when you look in your mirror, I know you'll exclaim with delight, why, this is sheer flattery.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present that great farce comedy, Nothing But the Truth, starring lovely Lucille Ball and that great protector of the truth, the man who never tells lies, Frank Morgan. Humphrey Bogart will soon be seen in Warner Brothers' production, Action in the North Atlantic. Ingrid Bergman, Humphrey Bogart, and Paul Henreid can currently be seen in the Warner Brothers picture, Casablanca. We wish to thank the 200 members of the Fighting French in our audience tonight who sang the Marseillaise. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The Screen Guild players are presented every Monday night at this time by Lady Esther. To save materials, buy the larger size of Lady Esther face cream. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes program, coming to you from New York City and starring Jack Benny, with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, Rochester, and yours truly, Don Wilson. Back in the dear dead days when folks put on long linen dusters to go scorching over the roads in a brand new horseless carriage, yes, way back then, delicious, malty-rich grape nuts were making a hit at American breakfast tables. And they've been making a hit ever since. Today, you can enjoy that one delicious flavor in two delicious forms. Grape nuts, crispy, crunchy kernels, and grape nuts flakes, delicate, toasty brown flakes. Both have a malty-rich, sweet-as-a-nut goodness that's absolutely distinctive. A flavor with punch and zest that makes breakfast a high spot of the day. And grape nuts and grape nuts flakes are both Basic 7 foods, or they supply all-around whole-grain nourishment. Our government wants us to eat more of such cereals, for they're plentiful, not rationed, and they help to take the place of scarcer foods. So for real energy-giving nourishment, plus rich, unusual flavor and texture, make it grape nuts or grape nuts flakes in the morning, every morning. And now, ladies and gentlemen, say, Mary, are you sure it's all right?
Certainly. Isn't it, Phil?
Sure. Go ahead, Don.
Okay. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the second broadcast of the season, we bring you the First Lady of Grape Nuts, Miss Mary Livingston.
Thank you. Hello again. This is Mary talking. And, Don, the reason I asked you to introduce me is because Jack's out in the hall talking to his new writers.
His writers?
Not so loud, Don. Not so loud. You know, people think I ad-lib this stuff here, you know. I'm one of them spontaneous men.
Oh, I'm sorry, Phil.
Say, Mary, how's Jackson since he got home?
Oh, Phil, it's simply awful. Since he got back from North Africa, that's all he talks about. He absolutely drives you nuts.
Are you kidding?
Kidding? You want to know something? Jack's a bigger ham now than he was before he left.
No, don't do that to me. I got a wife and baby. Maybe two.
No, it's the truth, fellas. This military stuff has really gotten into Jack's system. Gosh, how he'd love to be a general. What a guy.
I can't understand Jack wanting to be a soldier. Wasn't he in the Navy in the last war?
Yeah, but he was in the Army the war before that. Oh, and there's one thing I gotta tell you, kids. You'll never believe this.
What is it, Mary?
Yeah, tell us.
Oh, it's so fantastic.
Well, then go ahead, tell us. What is it?
Well, yesterday morning, while Jack was shaving, he cut his cheek.
Yeah?
And ever since then, he's been calling himself Old Blood and Guts. Oh, he's impossible.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's Jack now, out in the hall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What you doing, drilling?
Either that or counting his hair. Who knows?
Say, Mary, do you think I ought to go out and get Jack away from these boys?
No, I'll go. And I hope he's forgotten about his African campaign.
Hup, tup, trup, four. Hup, tup, trup, four. Hup, tup, trup, four. Riders, halt! Present pencils. A fine bunch of comedy writers. Recruits from the Allen program. Rookies, every one of you. Just look at you. Balzer, pull in your typewriter.
Yes, sir.
And Josephsburg, your pencil. Look at that point.
That's my head, sir.
I mean the one with the eraser on it. And Tackerberry, where's Howard?
He went AWOL to Red Skelton, sir.
He did, eh? Now, listen, men. This is no picnic, you know. You got a job to do, and I'm going to see that you do it. And you. Look at you with your hair hanging down in your face. I never had that trouble with Bill Morrow.
But, sir, wasn't he bald?
That's beside the point.
That's my head, sir.
And I had another writer with me for 8 years, Eddie Boulogne. Do you know where he is now?
In a sanitarium, sir?
Now, cut that out, Balzer. All right, men, you can go downstairs to your room now and write next week's program.
Yes, sir.
About face, forward, march. Hey, look out for that window! Well, I guess they're all right, darn it. Oh, boy, 35 weeks of this.
Well, it serves you right.
Oh, hello, Mary.
If you'd stop acting like a top sergeant in the movies, you wouldn't have so much trouble. Now, come on in, Jack. The program's half over.
Okay.
Well, here he is, fellas.
Hello, Jack. We've been waiting for you.
Hiya, Jackson.
At ease, men.
Shall we line up for inspection?
Not now. Play, Phil. You see, Mary, I have to discipline the boys. That's the only... People Will Say We're in Love, played by Phil Harris and his orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen...
Hey, Jackson, Mary tells us you've gone military since you got back from Africa. What's the idea?
What do you mean?
Well, she says the army life has gone to your head.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Ridiculous? Didn't you try to buy an officer's uniform with 2 pair of shoulders?
Mary, it was just a buck private's uniform. And I had a hard time finding one.
Well, let's go into a lot of trouble just to get in the movies for half price, Bub.
Phil, gags like that put you in Fred Allen's class, and he's not working. Right now. Anyway, as long as you brought it up, the part of the Army I'm interested in is the Air Corps.
There you are, fellas.
I really am. I'm interested in the Air Corps.
Last night he brought down 6 flies with a spray gun, so now he's an 8.
I brought down 7 and 3 probables. If you're getting out communiques, sister, get them right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our... Come in. Yes?
Hello, Mr. Benny. Remember me from last week? I'm the cab driver that brought you into the airport.
Oh, yes, certainly. Yeah, your name is...
Crowley.
Yes, I remember. You have a brother over in North Africa.
Yeah, Joe's a corporal.
Yes. Oh, of course, certainly. Corporal Crowley, yeah.
I can't understand you not running into him. He was in Africa at the same time you were.
Well, look, buddy, I told you last week, I saw so many soldiers. I mean, how would I know your brother?
Well, a couple of months ago, we got into a debate with an MP and lost 3 front teeth.
Well, it just so happens that every soldier I saw had all his front teeth.
Then you probably seen Joe. He had a bridge put in.
Look, Mr. Crowley, I know how you feel. I mean, you've got a brother who's a corporal in the Army, and you're proud of him. I'm proud of him, too. I mean, but how could I pick out among thousands and thousands of men?
Well, his draft board did.
Look, Mr. Crowley, look, I know, but we've got a program to do. I'll talk to you later. Just take a chair and sit down over there, will you?
Okay.
Thank you. You know, Mary, he's a nice guy, and I can understand how he feels, but what can I do?
What's that?
My writers, they finally thought of a joke.
No, fellas, no! Oh!
One of them didn't like it.
He will next time.
You said it, huh? You know, Mary, guys like that, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny.
Well, how are you, kid?
Fine, sir.
Dennis, you don't have to salute me in the studio.
Yes, sir.
And you don't have to call me sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Dennis, look, just act natural, you see, but don't overdo it,
Okay. Say, Mr. Benny, you must have a very funny program. As I was coming in, I heard people laughing and screaming.
Well, that wasn't the audience, Dennis. That was my writers.
Well, they're people, aren't they, Miss Livingston?
I'm not so sure about the one that's got his ears tied in a bow.
Mary, he has to tie them. There's a bobby pin shortage. Anyway...
Say, Mr. Benny,
Yeah?
Do you think you can get one of your writers to relieve me this evening?
Well,
relieve you of what, Dennis?
I'm on sentry duty in front of Mr. Benny's room every night.
Dennis, it's just until...
Isn't that awful?
Well, listen, kid, you don't have to stand there all night. When Jackson goes to sleep, why don't you beat it?
Oh, I don't dare. He's got his bed pushed up to the door, and he keeps peeking at me through the keyhole.
Dennis, stop exaggerating, will you? And let's have your song.
Okay.
Gee, you'd think that...
Cracks his knuckles a lot. Funny you didn't hear him.
Who?
My brother, Corporal Crowley.
Look, you told me about his knuckles last week. Now, look at Crowley. Won't you please... Hey, those writers are really on the beam. I'm going down and see what gags they've dreamed up. Excuse me, kid.
All right, Dennis. While Jack's gone, you might as well do your song.
Okay, Miss Livingston.
Oh, hold it a minute. I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Miss Livingston. This is Rochester.
Hello, Rochester. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you, Miss Livingston?
Oh, I'm all right.
That's good. Can I speak to old Blood and Guts?
You mean Mr. Benny?
That's what they called him before he cut himself.
Rochester, has he been giving you that military stuff, too?
Has he? He won't let me out of the hotel room without a 3-day pass. You know what else, Miss Livingston?
What?
He made me sew 4 stars on his nightgown and a service stripe on his BVDs.
Well, that's the silliest thing I ever heard of.
So far.
Well, Rochester, Mr. Benny just stepped out, but I'll tell him you called.
Thanks, Miss Livingston. I'll be right over to pick him up. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now, let's see. Where'd I put my helmet?
A service stripe on his BVDs.
Okay, kids. Hey, let's get on with the show.
Say, Jack, what were your writers laughing about? Did they think up some good gags for you?
No, they were listening to a record of Burns and Allen. Sing, Dennis, a fine bunch of guys I've got. Say, he does look funny with his ears tied in a bow at that, you know? He really does.
Dear, your tenderly smiling face. Through days all bitter and gray and grim, through nights when even the stars are dim. Sweet to know my heart can glow from just the warmth of our first embrace. A world so lovely, a world by far. When how sweet you are. How sweet to know my heart can glow from just the warmth of our first embrace. The world so lovely, a when I remember how sweet you
Very good. That was How Sweet You Are from that sensational film, Thank Your Lucky Stars, presented by the famous Warner Brothers and made by that talented and lovable producer, Mark Hellinger, making a happy combination.
Jack, what are you worried about? You're signed for your next picture.
Oh, yes.
And sung by Dennis Day.
That's right. I'm sorry, kid. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sung by Dennis Day. That lovable tenor with the golden voice.
Thanks.
And do you good folks know why Dennis has such a sweet and golden voice?
No. Why?
Because he eats grape nuts and grape nuts flakes, thereby enjoying one delicious flavor in 2 distinctive forms. Isn't that right, Dennis?
Yes. Grape nuts are so crunchy, and the flakes, they are so munchy, that I always eat a bunchy for my breakfast and my lunchy.
Dennis, how about dinner?
Thanks. Are you sure I won't be intruding?
No, you won't. And bring your own grape nuts. And now, folks, for our feature, come in.
Mr. Benny?
Yes?
Brown's the name, John Brown. I'm a reporter for the Associated Press. They sent me over here to get an interview.
Well, I'm always glad to see the gentlemen of the press. Great bunch of boys.
Don't give me that, chum. I hate this as much as you love it.
Well, Mr. Brown.
I want a story, and you need publicity, so start talking.
Well, look, Mr. Brown.
I got to make a deadline, and you want to see your puss in print.
Well, Mr. Brown.
Now, tell me about your trip. Where did you go? What did you do?
Well, to tell you the truth, fellow, I don't want to brag.
But you will. You will.
No, Mr. Brown, I'm not bragging at all. I was in Central Africa, Cairo, the Persian Gulf.
Yes.
I was also in Sicily, Italy.
Were you in Tripoli?
Yes.
Casablanca?
What did you say, mister?
I said, were you in Casablanca?
Was I in Casablanca? Let me tell you a story, Mr. Brown. Come closer. This will be interesting. Very interesting. Casablanca in 1939. Across the Mediterranean to Oran. Then by train or camel or foot across the rim of Africa to Casablanca in French Morocco, where some men sell their souls for a passport, but others wait and wait and wait.
Casablanca, the crossroads of the world. The scene is Ricky Bogart's nightclub, where the high, the low, the fallen, and the mighty gather to see this man of mystery, Ricky.
Closing up for the night, Mr. Ricky. Better come on with me. You've had enough to drink.
No, Sam. I want to stay here and brood. I want to brood, Sam.
What are you brooding about?
You know what it is. It's her, Sam. Ingrid. When we split up in Paris, she left me. She left me, Sam. Left me a sad and broken down old man.
That's the way she found you, boy.
Oh, Ingrid. Ingrid. I thought I'd gotten you out of my mind. But you come back like a ghost, haunting me. Haunting me. But I won't take you back, see? I won't do it.
If Humphrey Bogart's listening, it doesn't get any better.
Sam, play that song for me again, will you?
What's the use, Mr. Ricky? It only brings back memories.
I don't care. Play it.
Say, my brother was in Casablanca. Maybe you saw him there.
Look, Crowley. Crowley, not now. I'm having trouble with a girl. Just sit down, Crowley. Sit down, pour yourself a drink, will you?
Okay, thanks.
Ingrid. Go ahead, Sam. Play that song. I want to hear it once more.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just...
That's it, Sam. Sing it, boy.
The fundamental things apply as time goes by.
As the time goes by. Sing it, boy. Sing.
And when two lovers woo, they still say, I love you. Oh, cock-a-doodle-doo.
The fundamental things apply as time goes by.
As time goes by.
What a song. What a song, Sam. It tortures me. It tortures me, but I love it. Here, Crowley. Crowley, have another drink. Sing it, Sam. Sing it.
Moonlight and love songs, never out of date.
Hearts full of passion, jealousy, and hate.
Woman needs man, and man must have his mate.
That no one can deny. Attaboy, Crowley. Say, Crowley, haven't you got a brother up here in... Haven't you got a brother up here in North Africa?
Yeah, how did you know?
I met his brother in New York. He's a cab driver.
Never heard of him.
Me neither. Sing it, Sam. Sing that song that keeps breaking my heart. Sing
You
it.
must remember this. A kiss is still a... Mr. Ricky! Mr. Ricky, look!
What is it, Sam?
Look in the doorway. It's her. It's her.
Ingrid. My Ingrid.
You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh.
Ingrid, my darling.
Ricky!
Ingrid, and you came back to me.
The fundamental things apply.
As time goes on. And you, Mr. Brown, you asked me if I was ever in Casablanca. Play, Phil. Friends, I'd like to take just a moment to tell you something about the wax. They're making a tremendous contribution to victory. I know their spirit and courage, their immense pride in their jobs, and they have a right to be proud. The trouble is, there aren't enough of them to do all the things that need doing. So won't you give some serious thought to joining up? The WAC uniform is a mark of rare distinction. It's the uniform of the greatest army in the world. Now, maybe you don't realize this, but there are 155 different kinds of jobs open right now in the WAC. Well, out of 155 jobs, you can certainly find one that will suit your own special abilities. So think it over. You can go to your local WAC recruiting station and get all the details. You know, every woman who joins the WACs helps to bring victory closer, helps to bring our American boys back home quicker. And that's something we all want to do.
Remember the old-fashioned way of learning the alphabet? A is for apple, B is for books. Well, today it's different. A is for adequate, B is for breakfast, and G is for grape nuts and grape nuts flakes. Two grand cereals for your adequate breakfast. You know, nutrition experts tell us breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and at that time, we should get at least 1/4 of our entire day's nourishment. And what's more, they say a cereal supplying whole grain nourishment is a must in the adequate breakfast. Well, you can't do better than choose grape nuts or grape nuts flakes. They taste so good, moldy, rich, and sweet as a nut. And grape nuts and grape nuts flakes both bring you whole grain food values. So there, in one swell, tempting treat, you're getting a wonderful start on your day's nourishment needs. Grape nuts and grape nuts flakes are thrifty, plentiful, not rationed. Better make them a breakfast time habit at your house. Grape nuts flakes.
We're a little late, so good night, folks. Thank you.
Hot grape nut sweet meal. There's a treat as is a treat. Try a bowl of this rousing, rich, hot brown cereal, and you'll say it's the best ever. Has a gloriously smooth, full-bodied texture. Has the rich goodness of roasted whole wheat. Has the grand whole grain nourishment. And grape nut sweet meal cooks to perfection in just 3 minutes. That's hot grape nut sweet meal.
This program came to you from New York. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
KFI Los Angeles, Earl C. Anthony Incorporated. Each Saturday at this same time, the National Broadcasting Company presents Morgan Beatty's War Telescope, a review of the war week and a forecast of possible developments to come. Morgan Beatty is NBC's veteran war reporter in the British capital. And so, for his regular Saturday report, we take you now to London.
This is Morgan Beatty in London, looking at the 206th week of war through the War Telescope. This week marked the close of the Casablanca epic of the Second World War, the week when the Germans accepted the defensive position in warfare in Europe, and the week the Allies accepted the offensive. The last 8 months of the war, the Casablanca epic, coincides almost exactly with my nearly 8 months tour of duty in London, a tour that ends officially tonight with this broadcast. The first big news story of my stay here was the meeting between the President and the Prime Minister on the west coast of Africa, the meeting that produced a 9-month journal of strategy, offensive strategy. Last January, the British Eighth Army had already stopped the enemy and had begun pushing him back across the desert. The Russians had also stopped the Germans and were also forging tenuously ahead, but no vast offensive power had yet been generated by the Allied nations. As usual, most of us then showed some impatience, and we were pretty quick to criticize mistakes and slow progress. But we had begun to learn the most important lessons of modern war. We'd learned, for example, that carrying war across oceans is a matter of tooling up machine shops in South Bend and wheeling. And so we were prepared in a measure for the ups and downs of the Tunisian campaign. Here in England, when the dips came, at first the American troops were blamed. But when the British saw us acknowledge that our own ignorance of warfare had caused the setback at Catherine Pass, they took, as they say over here, a much better view of the situation, because they remembered the days when Rommel was chasing their green armies across the desert. Then came the famous Alexander left punch. The quick knockout, and Tunisia was ours. The Axis thinkers and planners and soldiers, all of them took a left hook to the chin and the count. Last January, the Russians, after 2 years of practice, had learned how to lace into German strategy and make hash out of it, and Axis invincibility went a-glimmering month by month. We've watched all of this during these last 8 months, and we've absorbed the lessons. For example, that Allies must get on together. One of the crowning achievements of these last 8 months, for example, has been our success at sea. Warfare basically is supply, we learned, and the submarine was a major menace to our supply lines in the Atlantic. Gradually, one by one, we developed gadgets and technique to beat the submarine menace. And then at the exact moment, we paralyzed submarine attacks from the air. At the exact moment when we needed a maximum flow of supplies to the Mediterranean and to Britain from America. The submarine may not stay whipped, but certainly it was whipped in time for us to apply that maximum of pressure early in 1943. The most successful of all our offensive strategies, perhaps, in the last 8 months has been our terrorist bomb, the other half of the blockade weapon. British and American bombers have all but blasted the skies of Europe. They can wreck cities and impede, at least, great industrial arteries of supply in Europe. All of that, together with the Royal Navy's blockade, is obviously eating seriously into German reserves. It has been the principal reason why the enemy has accepted the defensive, why he's lost or is rapidly losing one of his partners in warfare. While we advanced steadily in the battle of supply, while we protected our channels and ran our material of war through the gauntlet of the enemy's submarine and air defenses, at the same time, the enemy himself has watched his arteries of supply gradually suffer from constriction. Thus, in the last 8 months, we have laid the basic groundwork for victory. We might even go so far as to say that we have won the war of economics. But economics is only one of the 3 phases of modern war. Even though it is a basic phase, there are 2 others, political and military. In the battle of politics, we've been doing only fairly well. Allied politics, of course, were determined by a 2-word phrase spoken by President Roosevelt at Casablanca 8 months ago when he said, "We would accept from the enemy only unconditional surrender." That, of course, was the Anglo-American guarantee to Russia. The Russians already had typed the word of Britain to make no separate peace, indeed, not even to negotiate towards peace. The Russians had no such assurance from us until the President said we'd fight to unconditional surrender. That phrase laid the groundwork for solid understanding among the powerful big 3 of the Allies. Now, I'm not suggesting that the Russians won't wonder a little about our objectives in the future from time to time, and that we won't cast an occasional side glance in their way. We wouldn't be practical if we did not recognize that nations don't think any more alike than people and that the Russian idea of democracy and our own is not the same. But there is common ground for action against the enemy, and that common ground is the means and the will to victory. Most far-sighted statesmen will say, as one of them said to me, that the big three, or rather the big four, to include China, all have common ground in peace and war, good trading ground. We in America have industrial machinery and genius that Russia will need, or needs now, and will need after this war. Britain has vast tracts of land, potential air bases for world transport, and the trading and diplomatic genius. China also has great need for industrial expansion. What's more, all four of us, Russia, China, Great Britain, and the United States, did not want war, and not a one of us wants war now. As a matter of fact, our greatest pre-war weakness was our attempts to avoid war. These attempts caused, well, not goodwill. Great Britain didn't like it, certainly, when Russia stood back, yes, and America stood back, and let her take it alone in the Battle of Britain, or almost alone. And China still wonders when aid is coming. And at this very moment, the Russians are worried because we don't start.
Ladies and gentlemen, back in the NBC newsroom in New York. The quality of the transmission from London since we took the air this afternoon has consistently deteriorated, and we consider it inferior to broadcast. We shall fill this period with music from New York.
Lux presents Hollywood. The Lux Radio Theater brings you Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall in To Have and Have Not. Ladies and gentlemen, your producer, Mr. William Keighley.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. We've had many premieres on the Lux Radio Theater. And tonight, on our 12th anniversary, we bring you one of Hollywood's most fascinating couples, together for the first time on the air. They are Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, co-starred in Warner Brothers' thrilling screenplay, To Have and Have Not. To Have and Have Not is a story of intrigue and action, with Lauren Bacall in the sultry and romantic role that won her instantaneous acclaim. To bring the Bogart family to rehearsals, we had to lure them from their brand-new mountain home, where, along with a dog, 14 chickens, and 8 ducks, they are still in the process of getting settled. No phone as yet, no tables, and no drapes. But if you should drop in on a friendly visit of inspection, as I did, you'd find Lux Flakes doing their part in washing curtains, bedspreads, blankets, etc., etc., etc. When I commented on this fact, Bogey assured me that on his 54-foot yawl in Newport Harbor, which is the Bogarts' home away from home, Lux Flakes are a standard part of the equipment, making this family loyal to Lux Flakes on land and sea. It's curtain time, and here's the first act of To Have and Have Not, starring Humphrey Bogart as Harry Morgan and Lauren Bacall as Mary Browning. In 1940, following the fall of France, the rule of the new Vichy government stretched to a group of islands due east and south of the tip of Florida, the French West Indies, among them the island of Martinique. It's early evening. At a little town on the Martinique coast, a boat has just come into port.
All right, Eddie, tie her up.
That's what I'm doing, Harry. Tying her up good.
Well, Mr. Johnson, want to go out again in the morning?
No, I'm fed up with this kind of fishing.
Yeah, I can see how you would be. You hook a couple of marlin that any good fisherman would give his life to tie in when you lose them both.
Yeah, Mr. Johnson, you're just unlucky.
Shut up, Eddie. About my bill. 16 days plus the rod and reel you lost overboard.
The fishing tackle's your risk.
Not when you lose it the way you did.
I paid for the rent of it every day.
Now, look, if you hired a car and ran it over a cliff, you'd have to pay for it.
Well, that's entirely different.
Not if you was in it. That's a good one, Harry.
Yeah, that's a good one, Eddie.
Now, look, I'm not
You
trying
lost
to...
that gear through carelessness. It cost me $275. Then there's 16 days at $35 a day. That's a total of $835.
I'll go to the bank in the morning.
I was figuring you'd pay me off tonight.
I don't keep cash like that at the hotel.
Okay.
Well, let's go up and have a drink.
Yeah, why not? All right, lock up, Eddie.
You mean I can't go with you?
That's just what I mean.
That drunken old fool.
Hey, look, Mr. Johnson, Eddie's my worry, see? Now, don't you worry about Eddie.
Well, are you coming or not?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Well, monsieur, what luck today?
Not so good, Frenchie.
Couple of bourbons straight.
What are you doing behind the bar, Frenchie?
Oh, a small hotel like this, Harry, the proprietor does a little of everything. So, the fish would not bite, eh? Maybe tomorrow you do better, eh?
Not me. I'm through. This is my last day.
Oh, that's too bad, eh?
Yeah.
Well, here's to you. I'm going to wash up. Oh, that bill was $835. $835.
Oh, Johnson.
Yeah?
What time tomorrow morning?
Oh, after the bank opens, around 10:30.
I'll be waiting.
Harry, you are free after today? No more fishing parties?
Why?
There are some people who want to hire your boat.
No, not a chance.
They only want it for one night, Harry. They pay well.
Well, I can't afford to get mixed up in politics.
I would not speak if it were not
Well,
important.
you better not speak at all. Company's coming.
Company? Oh, good evening, mademoiselle.
Anybody got a match?
Oh, yeah. Here's a match.
Thanks.
Hey, who's that?
She came in on the afternoon plane.
Oh. Well, about my boat, I know what your sympathies are, and it's all right for you, but I don't want any part of it.
They are coming here tonight, Harry, to talk to you.
Well, then get word to them. They'd be wasting their time.
Oh, I am sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Harry, I've been looking all over for
What's doing, Frenchie?
those men who wanted to see you. I was unable to reach them.
Well, tell them when I get here.
It is dangerous for them to come here at all, but to come here for nothing. Oh, you don't even listen.
Well, I'm looking at my client, Mr. Johnson. What's that dame doing with Johnson?
Dame?
The one who was out of matches.
Oh, she's been with Johnson all evening. Her name is Browning, Marie Browning. Oh, she's leaving.
Yeah, so am I. How are you?
Who? Oh, hello.
Going someplace?
Just to my room, if you don't mind.
Oh, I don't mind, but mine's much closer. It's right here.
Say, mister, what's got into you?
Come on, let's have it.
Have what?
Johnson's wallet. I want that wallet, Slim.
I'd rather you wouldn't call me Slim. You see, Steve, I'm a little too skinny to take it kindly.
I'll quit the baby talk and hand it over.
I didn't know you were a hotel detective.
Johnson's my client.
He didn't speak so well of you.
Well, he's still my client.
Here.
That's more like it. Johnson owes me money. You know, you ought to pick on somebody to steal from who doesn't owe me money.
He dropped his wallet and I picked it up.
And you were going to give it back to him.
No, I wasn't. I don't like him.
Well, that's a pretty good reason.
Besides, I need boat fare to get out of Martinique.
That's another good reason.
Well, what's in it?
$60, a plane ticket, and $1,400 in traveler's checks.
Did you expect more?
Well, that bird owed me $835. And he said he'd have to go back to the bank tomorrow, and all the time he's got a ticket and a plane leaving at daylight.
Then I've done you a favor.
That's right. I'm entitled to something. See, what do you think is fair? 50-50?
Well, company.
Please, Harry, I told him what you said, but I insisted on...
It is not Gerard's fault, Mr. Morgan. I am Joan Beauclair. Come in, boys. Close the door.
I told Gerard I wasn't interested.
Wait a minute. This girl.
I'd better go.
No, stick around. It's all right to talk in front of you, isn't it, Slim?
Go ahead. I don't mind.
We'll give you 2,500 francs. We'd offer you more, but we haven't got it.
Sorry, my boat's not available.
I thought all Americans were friendly to our side, Monsieur Morgan.
Yeah, well, there's a rumor they put fellas on Devil's Island for doing what you're doing. I'm not that friendly to anybody.
Hey!
Who's that?
Relax. In here, Eddie.
Hiya, Harry. Say, I wanted to talk to you about the... Hey, who are these guys? I saw them hanging around the dock after you left.
For one who drinks, you have a good memory.
Drinking don't bother my memory. If I did, I wouldn't drink. I forget how good it was. Say, was you ever bit by a dead bee?
I have no memory of ever being bitten by any kind of bee.
Were you, Eddie?
Was I? Say, you're all right. You know, you gotta be careful of dead bees if you go around barefooted, because if you step on them, they sting you just as bad as if they's alive. I bet I've been bit 100 times that way.
Why don't you bite them back?
That's what Harry always says. But I ain't got no stinger.
Please, must we listen to this?
All right, Eddie. What do you want?
Huh? Oh, I guess I forgot, Harry.
Yeah, well, then I'll see you down at the dock later on tonight.
Say, Harry, could you let me have a couple
Here.
of... Thanks. You're all right, Harry. Well, so long.
Now, look, Beauclair, I don't care who runs France or Martinique or who wants to run it. You'll have to get somebody else's boat.
You're leaving?
Yeah. Make yourselves at home.
Good night, gentlemen.
Sorry, Beauclair, but I got a client waiting downstairs. Come on, Slim. I want to see Johnson's face when you hand him back his wallet.
Well, there he is, still sitting at the same table.
Hey, where you been? I've been looking all over for you. You're a fine one, Morgan, running off with my girl.
She's got something she wants to give you, Mr. Johnson. Go ahead, Slim. Hand it over.
That's my wallet.
Yeah.
Where'd you get this?
I stole it.
Stole it? And just what are you going to do about
The
it?
question is, what are you going to do about it? Maybe you'd better look it over.
Oh, it's all right, I'm sure.
Oh, you better be sure the plane ticket's still there.
Goodbye, Mr. Morgan.
You're not staying, huh?
No, we're not staying.
Excuse the interruption, Mr. Johnson.
Now, look, I was going to pay you off.
Sure, you were going to sign some of those traveler's checks, weren't you?
I wouldn't skip out on you.
Yeah, well, here's a pen. Start signing.
835.
That's right, 835.
Oh, what's that? What's going on there?
Police.
Look, Steve, those men who are just in your room, they're after
Pipe down, baby, and duck quick.
Harry, he's dead. Monsieur Johnson is dead.
Yeah, that's right, Frenchie. Stray bullet. He couldn't ride any faster than he could duck. How do you feel, Slim?
Oh, I'm fine, Steve, just
Another
fine.
minute and those traveler's checks would have been good.
Has it struck you it might be an idea to get out of here?
Oh, it is no use. The police are coming back.
They were after your friends, huh, Beauclair?
Yes.
You, Gerard, stay where you are.
Remember, you know nothing?
Hey, they're not regular cops.
No, Sûreté Nationale.
Gestapo, huh?
Yes, quiet now, quiet.
What happened to this man on the floor?
A stray bullet, monsieur. His name is Johnson, an American.
Unfortunate. Take him away. Your attention, everyone. There is no cause for alarm. Inspector Renard is only interested in those persons who have violated regulations. Monsieur Gerard.
Yes?
Headquarters for questioning. And you.
Not nice to point, Lieutenant. The name's Morgan.
Shut up. You, mademoiselle.
Say, Steve, was you ever bit by a dead bee?
You will come with us at once. Hello? No, I told you nothing new. Beauclair and the others escaped. I don't know. Yes, later. Now then, you were saying, Monsieur Morgan, you did not know those men.
That's right, Inspector.
What was your connection with the dead man, Monsieur Johnson?
He chartered my boat.
But he was leaving Martinique in the morning, eh? Ah, his wallet here. There is no money in it, only traveler's checks.
Yeah, well, there was some money in it. $60. I took it.
Why?
Because he owed me over 800.
You will surrender it, please.
Now, wait a minute.
And your passport. But do not be concerned. If your claim is just, it will be returned. That is all at the moment. Mademoiselle?
Yes?
Mary Browning, American, age 22. How long have you been in the city?
I arrived by plane this afternoon.
Residence?
Hotel Marquis.
Where did you come from?
Trinidad.
Alone?
Yes.
Why did you get off here?
To buy a new hat.
Why?
To buy a new hat. Read the label. Maybe you'll believe me then.
I never doubted you. It is your tone that is objectionable. I will ask you again.
Because I didn't have money enough to go further.
Where were you when the shooting occurred?
I was in...
You don't have to answer that stuff.
Shut up, you.
Don't answer it.
I told you to shut up.
Go ahead. Slap me.
Monsieur Morgan, we wish merely to get to the bottom of this affair.
Well, you never do it by slapping people around. It's bad luck.
We shall see. If we need to question you further, you will be at the hotel?
Well, you've got my dough and my passport. I'm stuck.
By the way, what are your sympathies?
Minding my own business.
May I suggest...
I don't need any advice about continuing to do it either. Let's go, Slim. How do you feel?
I'm breathing fresh air again, but I don't understand all this. What's it about, Steve?
Well, you see that character Renard works for Vichy. You know what that is.
Yeah, something you put in a drink, isn't it?
Yeah, that's close enough. Well, the other fellas, the ones they were shooting at in the hotel there, they're free French. Most of the people on the island are, but they haven't been able to do much about it.
You know, I could use a drink.
Well, there's a cafe across the street. Let's... Uh-oh, I forgot. No dough. Those guys cleaned me out, remember?
Maybe I can do something about that. Another Mr. Johnson, maybe. Oh, any objections?
Well, if you're that thirsty, go ahead.
You don't mind?
I'll wait out here. If I get tired, I'll be back at the hotel.
You're not sore, are you?
Oh, why should I be?
I won't be long.
Come in?
You didn't wait for me very long, did you?
No.
You're sore, aren't you?
Why should I be sore?
Well, I didn't behave very well, did I?
Yes, you did all right. I see you got a bottle.
There was a naval officer. I asked for a bottle, and he gave it to me.
Just like that.
Yeah, he was feeling good, but you're not.
Now, look, I don't give
I know. You don't give a hoop what I do. But when I do it, you get sore. After all, you told me to, you know.
I told you.
Oh, you said go ahead, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. I guess I did.
Would you rather I wouldn't do things like that?
Oh, why ask me?
I'd like to know.
Well, of all the screwy...
All right, I won't do it anymore.
Now, look, I didn't
I know you didn't. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, well, as long as you do, sit down. How long have you been away from home?
This is about the time for it, isn't it? The story of my life.
I got a pretty fair idea already.
Who told you?
You did? That slap you took from Renard, you hardly blinked an eye. It takes practice to be able to do that.
The next time I get slapped, I'll be sure to do something about it.
Hey, you forgot your bottle.
I don't want it.
Who's sore now?
I am. Who is it?
It's me.
The door's unlocked.
Here's your bottle.
I said I didn't want it.
Oh, you are sore, aren't you? I asked you a question. You didn't answer me. I said you're sore, aren't you?
Look, I'm tired. I'd like to get some sleep.
What's made you so mad?
I've been mad ever since I met you.
Most people are.
One look and you made up your mind just what you wanted to think about me.
Well, go ahead. Keep going.
You don't know me at all, Steve. It doesn't work, Steve. I brought that bottle up here to make you feel cheap. And that didn't work either. Instead, I'm the one who feels cheap, and I've never felt that way before. I wanted to... Well, I thought that... Get out of here, will you, before I make a complete fool of myself.
How long have you been away from home, Slim?
About 6 months.
Going back?
How?
Oh, what are you going to do here?
I don't know. Get a job, maybe.
Jobs are hard to get. Nice perfume.
Remind you of somebody, Steve?
No, this is a brand new one to me. Would you go back if you could?
I'd walk if it weren't for all that water. Good night, Steve.
Good night. And quit worrying. You'll get back all right.
Could I see you for a minute?
What the... Oh, all right. Open the door.
Here's that bottle again.
Yeah, that bottle's getting to be quite a problem, isn't it? Well, you want a drink?
No.
I thought you were so tired.
I am. But you gave me something to think about. You said you might be able to help me.
That's right.
You're going to take that job with those men Frenchie brought up here?
Yeah, if I can find what's left of them. But don't get the idea I'd take that job just to help you. I need money, too.
Wait a minute. Here, can you use this?
Oh, now, that's great. She carries her dough in her shoe. And I thought you said you were broke. Oh, you're awful good, Slim. I'd walk home if it weren't for all that water.
Who was the girl, Steve?
Who was what girl?
The one who left you with such a high opinion of women. You think I lied to you about this money, don't you? Well, there's $32 here. Not enough for boat fare or any other kind of fare. But you can have it if you want it.
I'm sorry. I still say you're awful good, and I wouldn't...
I know. You wouldn't take anything from anyone. You know, Steve, you're not very hard to figure. Only at times. Most of the time, I know exactly what you're going to say. The other times, you're just a stinker.
What'd you kiss me for?
I've been wondering whether I'd like it.
What's the decision?
I don't know yet.
Do you know now?
Well, that was better. You're sure you won't change your mind about the money?
Uh-huh.
The money belongs to me, and so do my lips. I don't see any difference.
Oh, I do.
Okay. You know you don't have to act with me, Steve. You don't have to say anything, and you don't have to do anything. Not a thing. Oh, maybe just whistle. You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
You just put your lips together and...
Since escaping the Vichy police, Jean Beauclair of the French underground has been hiding out on the outskirts of town, a bullet wound in his leg. It's early morning now, and Beauclair has two visitors, Gerard, the hotel proprietor, and Harry Morgan.
Last night, Mr. Morgan, you definitely refused to have anything to do with us. Why have you changed your mind?
I need the money. Last night I didn't. What's the job?
You will take your boat to Anguilla. About 3 kilometers from the point.
There's a cove and little jetty.
You know it then.
Yeah.
You will go at night. When you're off the jetty, flash a light. It will be answered. There will be 2 people to take aboard. I know the name of only one, Paul de Brissac.
How about landing him back here?
Oh, not here. You know Cape St. Pierre, Harry?
Uh-huh.
I will have a rowboat and will meet you there offshore.
Okay, I'll leave around noon. With luck and no patrol boats, I'll be back at St. Pierre a little after midnight. Oh, I won't be carrying lights, Frenchie, so keep your eyes open.
If it weren't for this leg of mine, I'm glad you're on our side, Morgan.
Oh, I'm not. I'm getting paid. Oh, I'd like my money now.
There, that envelope.
Thanks. How is the leg?
Please, I'd feel better if you were on your way.
All right, good luck.
You need the luck now. You and de Brissac. Oh, that girl, Morgan. The one you call Slim.
Well, she's leaving Martinique on the afternoon plane. We can both forget about her.
Morning, Steve. Have some breakfast?
I had mine 2 hours ago.
What have you been doing?
Arranging so you could get in the afternoon plane. Can you make it?
Sure.
Frenchie here will see you get the ticket.
Gladly, if you wish.
You took that job, didn't you?
Yeah. I figured this way you wouldn't get your feet wet.
You want me to go, Steve?
Yes. I want you to go.
Okay.
Help her get on that plane, will you, Frenchie?
I will.
Well, I've got to get down at the dock. I probably won't see you again. If I ever do get up your way,
Yes, do that. I'll leave my address with Frenchie.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll know how to whistle by then.
So long, Mr. Morgan. Well, it was nice while it lasted.
Perhaps it is better this way, Miss Browning. A strange man. Very strange.
Yeah.
Come out of there. Come on out of there before I... Eddie.
Put down the gun, Harry. It's just me.
Well, now, how'd you get aboard? I thought I told you to...
I sneaked on at the dock while you was working on the engines.
Oh, if I thought you could swim, I'd dump you overboard.
You're an old joker, Harry. You and me's got to stick together when there's trouble.
How do you know there's trouble?
You can't fool me. Say, where are we going?
Eddie, what would you do if somebody took a shot at you?
Took a shot at me? With a gun? Who's going to shoot at me?
Well, if you're lucky, nobody.
Harry, Where are we going?
I'll tell you when the time comes. Put on a sweater. It's getting cold.
Say, what's going on? What's all the darn guns for? 2 rifles and...
In case we run into a shark or something.
Hey, what do you mean, or something?
We're going on a job. Can you shoot one of those things?
Anybody knows how to handle a rifle. All you gotta do is work the lever and pull the trigger. What do I gotta work a gun for?
I just wondered if you could.
Sometimes you act so stupid, Harry. Sometimes... Is it gonna be that bad?
It all depends.
That's why you didn't want to carry me. You was afraid I'd get hurt. You was thinking of me. What are you laughing at?
I was just wondering whether you're going to hold together or not.
I'm a good man, Harry. You know I am.
Yeah, well, we're going to pick up a couple of guys, Eddie. Now, take this gun and get aft. If there's any trouble, start shooting. But don't shoot me.
Yeah, but supposing something happens to you, what do I do then?
Oh, how do I know? You invited yourself on this trip. We'll make an Angela in about 30 minutes.
There they are, Harry. Standing on the jetty. I see them come out of the shadows.
Turn off that flashlight.
Yes, monsieur.
All right, get aboard. There's a strong tide here.
We are coming. Who are you, please?
Beauclair sent me. My name's Morgan.
It's all right, Helene. Quickly now.
Now, wait a minute. Beauclair didn't say anything about a woman.
Permit me, Captain. This is my wife.
How do you do?
Now, what do you want to bring her? Well, it's your funeral. All right, Eddie, let's get out of here.
What happened to Beauclair, Captain?
Well, he ran into a little trouble.
Monsieur Morgan, who are you?
I own this boat. Beauclair hired me to pick you up.
You're on our side?
No.
I don't understand.
Well, I don't understand what kind of a war you guys was fighting. Lugging your wives around with you.
You're being paid for this.
That's what I said.
Then I suggest you stop talking and get us to Martinique.
That's just where we're going, sister.
We'll hit the Cape pretty soon, Harry. You want I should store the rifles? I said you want I should store...
Shut up.
There you go again. I asked a...
Turn the motors off.
Huh?
Turn them off. See anything? You hear anything?
No.
Listen. There's a ship out there.
Patrol boat.
Take the wheel, Eddie.
Why did you shut off your engine?
Keep quiet.
What is it?
It is a patrol boat, ain't it?
Here, give me that gun.
You can't fight them guys.
Oh, what's the matter, Eddie? This is where you ought to be telling me how good you are.
Well, I can do it, but what do you want me to do?
What does this mean, Monsieur Morgan?
You and your wife get down on the deck and stay there.
You'll try to resist them with a rifle?
They've got a searchlight. They see us.
Get down on the deck. You save France. I'm going to save my boat.
Stand by! Stand by or we'll fire!
Harry, get their searchlight. Shoot it out.
Well, I can try anyway.
You got it, Harry. Hey, you want me to shoot too?
Stay on that wheel. Full speed, Eddie. All she's got. Hurry.
Oh, they're shooting at us.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Save your breath, mister.
They'll run us down. They'll sink us.
Yeah, they might. That's a chance we'll have to take. Get down. Duck.
Paul!
Got him, huh?
Yeah.
He should have laid down.
Well, he's down now.
Do something. Please, do something.
I am, lady. I'm getting us out of here.
Coming in on the Cape, Harry.
Yeah, take over for a while and watch for Frenchie's boat. Well, how's your husband?
Please, help me get him on the seat.
Now, we'll leave him where he is. It's just his arm. Besides, I don't want him bleeding all over my cushion.
How can you be so heartless?
That's something I ask myself at least once a day. Well, we'll be picking up Gerard any minute. He'll take care of both of you.
Where will he take us?
I don't know.
There he is, Harry.
Okay, slow down and watch the drift.
Can't I get a drink now? Just one.
Sorry, Eddie. I need one worse than you do. Yeah?
Hello, Steve.
Ah. That all you got to say? What's the idea, Slim? What happened to that plane?
I missed it.
Why? Didn't you like the accommodations, or
I
didn't
just
you...
decided to stay.
Oh, now, look,
Well,
I've been to a lot of trouble to get you out of here, and...
That's why I didn't go. Not sore, are you?
Well, it'd be all right if I had any dough,
Well, I got a refund on the ticket. Here.
Oh, that's going to help a lot.
I'll be all right, Steve. I've got a job. Frenchie seems to think I can sing.
Well, it's his place.
Sometimes you make me so mad I could...
You could what?
Harry.
Harry, I need your help. De Bursac is badly wounded.
Well, the bullet hit the gunwale first and is practically spent. All you got to do is get somebody to take it out.
We don't dare call a doctor. You could...
Me? I'm hotter than any doctor right now. Don't you think they recognize my boat? All I got to do is walk out of here.
You don't have to go out of here. De Bursac is in the cellar.
Oh, why didn't you put him in a goldfish bowl in the lobby?
We had to do something. They're watching every road out of town.
Hell, Slim, you see what you got yourself into, sticking around here?
I'm ready to leave any time you are.
Oh, Harry,
Not a
please.
chance.
Harry, my wife tells me your bill is overdue. 6,356 francs.
Oh.
We will be glad to dismiss the bill if you will do this for us.
You'll throw her bill in, too, Slim's?
Yes, hers, too.
Uh-huh. Okay, you'll find a medical kit inside, Slim. Bring it down to the cellar.
Sure.
And bring some boiling water, too.
Get away from him. You're not to touch my husband.
That's all right with me.
Oh, Harry, please. She's not herself.
Now, look, lady, they can't get a doctor without giving the whole show away.
I won't let you do it.
He's not badly hurt. He's unconscious because he's... Oh, come in, Slim.
Hello.
Miss Browning, this is Madame de Boussac.
Who are you?
Nobody, just another volunteer. What'll I do with this water, Steve?
I'll drop these instruments in it. You better get out of here, Mrs. de Boussac. You may not like this.
I'll be all right.
Well, then hold this can of chloroform. If he comes to while I'm probing, pour some on this cotton and give him a whiff. Don't open it until I tell you to.
His arm. Look at it. How can you?
Oh, fine. She's out.
Like a light.
Madame.
Oh, now, let her alone, Frenchie. Slim, any chloroform left?
Some. Enough, maybe.
All right, fan those fumes away or we'll all be out. Hey, wait a minute. Not towards her. Well, keep your fingers crossed. Let's have that dressing, Frenchie.
Here, Harry, here.
Bandages?
Now, you and Frenchie can do that. Adhesive tape in the box. I'm afraid the patient's going to recover. Well, I better get Nursey up off the floor. She may catch cold.
Oh, she's all right. Just fainted.
I've got her.
What are you trying to do? Guess her weight?
Oh, she's heftier than you think.
Maybe you'd better just look after her husband.
He's not going to run out on me.
Neither is she.
Yeah, when you're finished, go upstairs and get some sleep, and thanks for your help.
I'd rather stay here.
You heard me. Oh, for the love of... Now, what did I do?
You know, Harry, before I told Miss Browning you are a very strange man. Now I tell you, she is a very strange girl.
Yeah.
Funny. That is what she said. Yeah.
How do you feel now?
Very stupid. I'm not in the habit of fainting.
Well, your husband's okay. I just put him to sleep again with a pill.
I'll stay here with him.
Tell me, why did you tag along on a trip like this?
I wanted to be with him.
Well, that's no reason.
I was also told to come. They said no man was much good if he left someone behind for the Nazis to find and hold.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense.
I told them I'd be no good, that I was afraid. Now I've made Paul that way, too. Now he's afraid.
Well, he didn't invent it.
Invent what?
Being afraid.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Mr. Morgan,
You're not going to faint again, are you?
No. I'm just having a hard time trying to say something.
Well, I won't bite you.
I'm sorry for the way I behaved.
You're just sorry you made a fool of yourself.
You don't make me angry when you say that. I don't think I'll ever be angry again with anything you say.
Oh, another screwy dame. Now, how can you...
Hello. I hate to break this up, but I thought you'd want something to eat.
Thank you.
How's the patient, Doctor, or haven't you looked lately?
He'll be all right.
I hope you have everything you need here, Mrs. de Bursac. The eggs may be a little hard-boiled,
Oh, they're fine. I like them that way.
You're lucky, isn't she?
Well, I'm going up and get some sleep. If you need me, tell Gerard.
I followed you up here, Steve. Do you mind?
Oh, suit yourself.
Thanks.
For what?
I'd like a match.
Here.
Now I need a cigarette.
Well, help yourself.
Thank you. Steve, aren't you hungry?
Nope.
Let me help you take your shoes
Look,
off.
I'll take my own shoes off. All I want to do is get some sleep.
Then I'll fix you a nice hot bath. You'll sleep better.
Look, Junior, I'm not hungry. I'll take my own shoes off, and I don't want a nice hot bath.
You mean there's nothing I can do?
Uh-huh. You can get out.
You know, Mr. Morgan, you don't make me angry when you say that. I don't think I'll ever be angry again at anything you say. How am I doing, Steve? Does it work a second time?
Look, you want to do something for me, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, then, try this. Walk around me. No, go ahead, walk around me.
I don't get it.
You find anything?
No, Steve. There are no strings tied to you. Not yet.
What do you mean, not yet? Come here.
I like that. Except for the beard. Why don't you shave, Steve, and we'll try it again sometime.
Harry.
Yeah, Frenchie?
He's here. Inspector Renard. You better come right down.
Oh, no, not now, Frenchie. I gotta shave.
Harry, he's got your men. He's got Eddie.
He's got... Eddie?
Yes. He's giving whiskey. He's asking questions.
Oh, well, I'll be right down then. No, Slim, I've got no strings. Only a rope right around my neck.
We pause now for station identification. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
We'll bring you Act 3 of To Have and Have Not, starring Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall, in a moment. Being discovered by a talent scout doesn't usually mean immediate stardom. Months of training in diction and acting may precede a starlet's introduction to the public. Our guest tonight, lovely Miss Carrie McCord, is training at Fox right now, and it looks as though big things were in store for her. Do you spend much time on the sets, Carrie?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Keeley. When I first signed, Fox was just finishing Darrell F. Zanuck's The Razor's Edge, and I watched Gene Tierney every chance I could.
An excellent way to learn technique.
Well, I liked Tyrone Powers, too.
Well, they were both perfect casting for Somerset Maugham's novel.
I'd love to be in a picture that called for a stunning wardrobe like Gene's.
You're naturally interested in clothes.
Oh, yes. I used to be a model, fashion shows especially.
Well, Gene Tierney was also a model.
Oh, that's encouraging. We're alike in something else, too.
What's that?
Our clothes get the same kind of care.
Lux Flakes?
Naturally. I found out from the wardrobe mistress that the beautiful blouses and sweaters Jean wears in The Razor's Edge were washed regularly with Lux. I've used Lux for my own nice things for years.
You'll find Lux is the favorite of Hollywood studios, Carrie, because it takes such good care of colors and nice fabrics.
Well, that's been my experience, Mr. Kennedy.
Actual tests support that, too. Carefully supervised washing tests were made by a famous laboratory on dozens of different fabrics and colors. In case after case, those washed the Lux way were still lovely, when those washed the wrong way were faded and drab. In fact, the Lux ones stayed color fresh and new-looking up to 3 times as long.
With the high cost of clothes these days, keeping them attractive longer is important to any girl.
And that's one of the reasons Lux is worth waiting for if you can't get it the first time you try. Just keep asking for it. More is on the way. Here's Mr. Keeley at the microphone.
After the play, we'll bring our stars back for their customary curtain call. Here they are in Act 3 of To Have and Have Not. Humphrey Bogart as Harry Morgan, Lauren Bacall as Marie. It's a few moments later. In a corner of the hotel bar, Harry Morgan finds Inspector Renard and Sergeant Coy of the Secret Police. Seated between them is Eddie.
We are buying your friend a drink, Captain Morgan. We find Mr. Eddie very entertaining when he drinks.
You hear that, Harry? He called me mister.
Yeah, what were you boys talking about?
Yeah, I was telling him about the big marlin you and me hooked onto last night.
Oh, yeah.
That fish was so big that me and Harry could hardly budge him.
Yeah, that's right.
Must have weighed 1,000 pounds.
Every time he takes a drink, the fish grows larger.
Well, judging from what's left in this bottle, he must have started with a mackerel.
And how did you finally manage to land such a great fish?
Oh, didn't Eddie tell you? We didn't land him. We ran into a German submarine.
Oh?
A German submarine?
Well, whatever it was, it opened fire on us. I didn't stick around to find out.
I do not think anybody could give a more logical explanation for refusing to obey the challenge of our patrol boat.
Patrol boat? Oh, so that's what it was. Now, Eddie kept saying it was a patrol boat, but I wouldn't believe him.
Now we get down to business, eh, Morgan? What about your passengers last night?
What passengers?
The ones you brought over from Angela. Would $500 refresh your memory?
Oh, my memory's pretty good. For instance, I can remember you're the guy who lifted my passport and all my cash.
And if your passport, the money will return.
Including the $835 Johnson owed me?
Why not? Now, where are they, your passengers?
Well, if these people are as important as you seem to think they are, they're going to be pretty hard for me to find.
For a man of your resourcefulness? Not too difficult. Think it over. Let me know, Morgan. Come along, Coyote.
Goodbye, Mr. Reddy. See me again when you get thirsty.
Them guys don't think that I'm wise, do they, Harry? They was trying to get me drunk. They don't know me, do they?
Well, what happened? What did they want?
The Bersac.
I heard you're arranging a deal. Bernard thinks you will turn them in, eh?
Well, that's what you want him to think, isn't it?
What will happen?
Well, Renard hasn't searched this hotel yet, has he?
No, not yet.
Well, here's your answer. Renard doesn't want just the Bersac and his wife. He wants the whole setup.
And what shall we do?
Oh, it's not we. It's you. And you can't do anything until the Bersac is strong enough to move. Now, how about some breakfast?
Sure.
I thought you didn't want any breakfast.
Oh, how are you, Slim?
I asked you before if you were hungry.
Sit down.
Hey, you know, Harry, them guys, they were trying to find out something. What do you suppose it is?
Well, you don't know?
No, I ain't got no idea.
Well, that's a good way to leave it. Say, you got the hiccups.
Have I, Harry? Oh, yeah.
Don't you think you'd better take a drink of water?
Water? I'm getting out of here. Don't you worry none about me, Harry.
Yeah, well, you stay away from the police. You know, they're not going to believe that story you told them a second time.
What story was that, Harry? I forgot.
Well, just beat it and keep out of sight.
Sure, Harry, sure.
Well, I'm starting work tonight, Steve.
You're a singer now, huh?
I'd be interested to know what you think. Will you be there?
I don't know, maybe.
So you decided to drop in, huh?
Yeah.
I do my song in a few minutes. Like my dress?
Well, you won't have to sing much in that outfit.
You know, Steve, sometimes you make me so
That's
mad.
why I do it. You haven't seen Eddie, have you?
Not since noon. Why?
Well, he left the boat and he hasn't come back.
Anything wrong?
Plenty. They don't look now, but there's a guy by the door been following me. Keep an eye on him, will you? I'll be down the cellar.
Give Mrs. de Bersac my love.
I'd give her my own if she had that dress on.
How's your patient?
That's what I'm going to find out.
Much better, Harry, you see?
There has been no bleeding all afternoon.
I am very grateful, monsieur, believe me.
Well, you won't need me anymore, de Bersac. Frenchie, I'm pulling out.
When?
As soon as I can find Eddie.
Missing?
Yeah.
You wouldn't go without him?
No, I don't think Eddie liked that. Now, look, Frenchie. As soon as I'm gone, Renard's going to turn this place upside down. You better start figuring how and where you're going to move our patient here.
It would be best if my wife and I went with you.
Oh, I'm still trying to get out of the jam I got into bringing you here. Just why'd you come in the first place?
Did you ever hear of Pierre Villemar?
Villemar? Yeah. Hey, he was quite a guy. Vichy got him, didn't he? Didn't they? He's dead, isn't he?
No, monsieur, he's not dead. He's on Devil's Island. They sent me here to get him. He's a man whom an oppressed people will believe in and follow.
And just how are you going to get him off Devil's Island?
You don't think much of me, do you, Monsieur Morgan? You are right. I am not a brave man.
Well, I'd still like to know how you're going to spring Bill Mars.
We will find a way. If it fails, if I die, someone else will try again. There always will be someone else.
Yeah.
Originally, we planned to do everything from here, but now, because of my clumsiness, it is impossible. That's the reason we have to go with you.
Well, they've got the docks covered. They're all over the place.
How will you go?
Well, they're watching me to find you. As long as I haven't got you along, I can get on my boat. There'll be a fog tonight. I can drift out beyond the breakwater before I start my engines. I'll have trouble enough without you.
Harry, if only
No, Morgan is right, Gerard. This is not his fight yet. Oh, Gerard told me of your refusing Renard's offer.
How do you know I won't take it?
There are many things a man will do, monsieur. But betrayal for a price is not in your makeup.
Well, good luck.
I hope you find your friend.
Thanks. Well, I'll be around, Frenchy. There are a few things I want to talk to you about before I blow.
Hey, I'll be up presently.
Any sign of Eddie?
No. Your friend's still at the door.
Yeah, so I see. I've got a hunch the whole thing's going to blow up, and soon.
Any plans, Steve?
A few. We're going to pull out of here tonight.
We?
Yeah. As soon as I can find Eddie, and don't look so happy about it. It'll be rough. I'm broke. If we do get out, it'll be with a couple of 100 gallons of gas and a few francs, just enough to get us to Port-au-Prince, maybe.
I've never been there.
I don't know when you'll get back home. It could be a long time.
Could be forever. Or is that what you're afraid of? I'm hard to get, Steve. All you have to do is ask me.
How long will it take you to... Oh, no. Wait, break it up. We're being watched.
I better give out with another song anyway. I'll see you later on.
Yeah, later on.
Harry, she wants to see you. Madame de Bursac.
Now, look, Frenchy, that's all over.
I just took her to your room.
You what?
Please, Harry, she has to talk to you.
Okay. And tell Slim I'm... And I'll come to think of it, don't tell her anything. Shouldn't have come up here. It's too much of a chance.
I had to see you. It's about this jewelry. I'd like you to take these. They're all Paul and I have left. Save them until we can come for
What
them.
if they get me before I get out?
And throw them overboard. At least they won't have them.
Well, suppose I never see you again.
Then let it be a part payment for all you've done for us. Miss Browning.
I keep barging in, don't I? Renard just came in, Steve. He's on his way up.
Do you see her?
I don't think so.
All right, get in the other room, both of you. Go on, hurry.
But suppose he...
And keep quiet. As soon as I get rid of Renard, take her back down to the cellar.
Okay, Steve.
Are you looking for me, Renard?
Do you mind if we come in?
No, not at all. And any friends of yours...
Shut up. Search him. Keep your hands up, Morgan.
Keep relax. I don't carry guns. Now, what's on your mind, Renard?
The whereabouts of Monsieur and Madame de Bursac.
Well, how would I know?
Well, I thought perhaps you... Perfume. Very nice.
You like it, huh?
Yes.
So do I. All right, Slim, come on out.
Good evening.
Mademoiselle. Well, now we are all here, except your friend, Monsieur Eddie.
You've got Eddie?
Yes, we've got Eddie.
What are you going to do with him?
Oh, if you will not give us the information we want, perhaps he will. We made a mistake this morning of giving him liquor. This time we will withhold it.
Oh, he couldn't stand that. He'd crack wide open.
All of which you could prevent.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. You got a cigarette, Slim?
Here.
Thanks. Can't you make Eddie talk, Renard?
When necessary.
Got a match, Slim?
Sorry,
There's some over in that drawer.
You could save your friend a great deal of, shall we say, discomfort?
I don't see any matches, Steve.
Well, there's a whole box of them. Never mind, I'll get them. How much money did you offer me, Renard? $835 and $500, wasn't it?
Except now I don't believe I will pay anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. Eddie will talk. He'll have to talk. There's nothing else I can do but...
But what?
But this.
Look out, he's got the gun!
Oh.
Sorry, Renard. Coyo shouldn't have shot first. When somebody shoots at you, you got to shoot back. All right, Slim.
Yes, Steve.
You know, I'd I'd forgotten all about the gun in the drawer, thanks.
Listen to me, Morgan.
I've listened to you long enough. Now get him up.
You forget we still have that drunk.
So you were going to drive Eddie nuts, picking on a poor old rummy that never... and slapping girls around. That's right. Go for your gun, Renard. Your boy on the floor needs company.
No, Harry, don't.
Get the gun, Frenchie.
Yes, Harry, yes.
Now get over that couch, Renard, both of you. Don't bother me, Frenchie. I'm getting mad. All right, Madame de Brissac, come on out. Let me introduce you, fellas. This is Madame de Brissac. The other one's down the cellar, her husband. Take her down, Frenchie. Get some help. Have them both ready to leave on the boat, then come back here. Slim, you pack. We're shoving off as soon as we get Eddie out.
And just how do you think you will get him out?
Shut up. At the telephone in the hall, Renard. You're going to tell someone to let Eddie out. Oh, yes, you are. One of you. Because you're both going to take a beating until someone gets on that phone. That means one of you is going to take a beating for nothing. I don't care which one it is. But I'd like to start with you, Renard.
Where is the phone?
I'll show it to you just as soon as you tie up your partner here.
Yes, you hear me? I said you will release him immediately.
Tell him he'll explain later.
I will explain it later. Do nothing till you hear from me. Then I'll take the responsibility. Goodbye.
Thanks, Renard. Now back to my room. You've got some harbor passes to fill out.
Everything is ready, Harry. De Bursac and Madame, they're waiting.
Yeah, we'll take them down to the wharf. Here, these passes will get them through the guards.
Where will you take them, Harry?
Well, maybe Devil's Island.
Huh? What?
Well, it's just a short stop to pick up your friend Vilmers. He's still there, isn't he?
Oh, Harry, do not joke.
Well, that's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Oh, Harry, je suis tellement reconnaissant que tu fais ça pour moi.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Just don't kiss me.
Oh, now, Harry. Why are you doing this, Harry?
I don't know. Maybe because I like you, and maybe because I don't like them. Oh, you'll have to take care of those guys. Renard and his pal, they're in my room.
We will give you plenty of time.
If you let them go, they'll come back here and burn this place down.
It will be a very small fire. When Vilmar comes back, we will start a bigger fire.
Okay. I'll see you at the boat, Frenchie.
Say, how's everything been going, Harry?
Everything is all right now.
You look glad to see me. You know, a funny thing.
Yeah, I know.
At the police station. I've been at the police station.
We're shoving off, Eddie. Ready, Slim?
Already. They're down in your cabin.
Hey, what is this? She going with us?
Yeah, it looks like it. She and those people we picked up.
But, Harry, you mean... what's she got to... Who are you?
Was you ever bit by a dead bee?
Was you?
Yeah. You know, you got to be careful of dead bees. They can sting you just as bad as live ones, especially if they was kind of mad when they got killed.
I feel like I was talking to myself.
I bet I've been bit 100 times that way.
Why don't you bite them back?
I would, only I haven't got a stinger.
Now I remember you. You're all right. She can come, Harry. It's okay with me.
Thanks.
Now, I'll have the two of you to take care of, won't I?
Yeah, that's right, Eddie. Throw off that line.
Sure, Harry. All clear.
Well, here we go, Slim.
Yes, here we go.
You don't have to act with me. That's what you said, remember? You don't have to say anything, and you don't have to do anything.
Oh, maybe just whistle.
Hey, well, I've been practicing.
Oh?
Listen. You feeling happy, Slim?
What do you think?
Our stars will return for their curtain calls in a moment. Grandmother is sitting quietly in the living room. That is, until young Jane bursts in.
Mother!
Your mother's out, Jane. What is it?
Oh, hello, Grandma. Look what I just bought. A ducky new slip.
Do you mean to say your mother allows you to wear things like that?
Well, why not? What's the matter with it?
Silk and lace. Why, in my day...
But it isn't silk, Grandma. It's rayon. And I've looked all over town for a blue like this.
We wore sensible clothes when I was young.
Oh, but, Grandma, pretty undies make you feel so wonderful.
Sheer extravagance.
Not really, Grandma. I've got lots like this, and they wear and wear. You see, I use Lux.
You take care of your own things.
Well, I should say so. On my clothes allowance, I can't afford to have them wear out fast. With Lux Care, they look simply swell.
Sensible Jane. Lux Care really does keep pretty undies lovely longer. Up to 3 times as long, in fact, color tests show. I've seen identical slips. One washed the wrong way with the wrong kind of soap, and one washed the right way, the Lux way. And you'd be amazed at the difference after 30 washings. One was faded and drab. The Luxed ones were still lovely looking. So, if you value your pretty things, Lux them after every wearing. If you don't find Lux Flakes at your dealer's, try again soon. More is on the way to him. Lux Flakes are worth waiting for. We return you now to William Keighley.
Back for a well-deserved curtain call come the stars of To Have and Have Not, Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Lauren, all our heartiest congratulations on your first appearance on the air. I'm sure there'll be many more.
Thank you, Bill.
Hey, see, that wasn't so bad now, was it? What if you do make a slip on the air? There's only 30 million people out there ready to jump down your throat.
You know, Lauren...
No, just a minute, Bill. The name she answers to is Betty. You only call her Lauren when you're sore at her.
I see. Okay, Bogey. As I said earlier, Betty, we've had many premieres in this theater. But tonight, I'd like to bring our audience a world premiere, something never before heard on the air.
But I'm not sure Bogey would approve.
But think, Bogey, 30 million people waiting breathlessly to hear it.
Yeah, but think of me, my nerves. Every time I hear it, I jump.
Yeah, but in spite of personal sacrifice, the audience must come first. Now, how about it, Betty?
Oh, shall I, Bogey?
Okay, honey.
Thank you, Bogey. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on the air, you're about to hear an instrument made famous by tonight's play, immortalized by the line, "Whenever you want me, whistle." It's Betty Bacall blowing the special whistle which she carries for that special purpose. Ready, Betty?
Ready, Bill.
Blow. Well, Bogey, I can see how you'd find that whistle irresistible. Incidentally, Betty, I notice you don't use it in your current Warner Brothers picture, The Big Sleep.
No, she doesn't need to. She has me hooked right from the beginning of that picture.
Well, both of you do a splendid job in bringing Raymond Chandler's mystery to the screen.
Thanks, Bill. What do you have coming up on Lux next week?
Next Monday night, we bring our audience a household full of humor, drama, and romance. It's Paramount's recent screen success, Miss Susie Slagles, starring Joan Caulfield, William Holden, and Billy DeWolf. One of the newest and brightest stars of Hollywood, Miss Caulfield plays her original screen role, as does Billy DeWolf, in this poignant story of a group of students in pursuit of fame and happiness and love.
Oh, that ought to make a great hit with your audience, Bill. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, and many thanks to both of you. Our sponsor, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday evening, when the Lux Radio Theater brings you William Holden, Joan Caulfield, and Billy DeWolf in Miss Susie Slagles. This is William Keighley, saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Suppose you had to do without a month's supply of soap. That could happen if used fats aren't turned in by the housewives of America. Scores of major industries need oils and grease, yet there's a shortage of oils all over the world. So if they're going to keep going, they must boost their supplies with used fats or cut into the supply of fine soap-making oils. And that would mean less soap for you. So don't throw a single drop of used fat down the drain. Your dealer will give you 4 cents for every pound. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
the Screen Guild Players present Notorious, starring Ingrid Bergman and John Hodiak.
It is the judgment of this court that the defendant, John Huberman, having been found guilty of treason against the United States, shall be remitted to prison for a period of 20 years. And it is the further judgment of this court.
I wasn't watching the judge when he passed out sentence. I wasn't watching Huberman either. I was watching his daughter. Beautiful, I thought to myself. Plenty beautiful. It's not going to be too hard on the eyes to see a lot of little Alicia. And I knew I was going to see a lot of her. I had to. That was my job.
Now, this is a party, not a wake. Come on, everybody, drink up. Alicia, if we get any louder, we'll raise the police. Oh, what's the difference? They're after me anyway. They are? Oh, sure. Professor Prater and his little girl. Please. Come on, Mr. Hopkins. Another drink.
Oh, no, thanks.
Come on.
Those ice cubes are getting me drunk.
Sissy, how about you, handsome?
Thanks.
Now we're cooking with champagne. Hey, haven't I seen you somewhere before?
I don't think so.
Oh, doesn't matter. I like party crashers.
He didn't crash the party. I brought him, Alicia.
Oh, just sensitive. I'm a marked woman, you know. I'm apt to blow up the Panama Canal any minute.
Oh, Alicia, Mr. Hopkins has passed out.
Oh, already?
I believe he's allergic to ice cubes.
Oh, you really think so?
I'm an expert.
You know something? I like you.
You know something? We ought to drink today.
You know something? We will. Henry, how did you know I wanted you to stay?
I figured you wouldn't want to be alone with Mr. Hopkins. That's the third time you've played the same record. Why do you like it?
Oh, because it's a lot of hooey. Nothing like a love song to give you a laugh.
That's right.
This one, my favorite joke. Someday I'll find you're right.
Sort of a hunting song.
How about we have a picnic?
Outside?
Too stuffy in here for a picnic.
Want to swim?
No. Want to finish this?
Shame to leave it, thanks.
My car's outside.
Naturally.
Want to go for a ride?
Why not?
I want to drive. That's understood.
Better take your coat. It's chilly.
You do. Come on. How am I doing?
Not bad. A little over 55.
Is it foggy or am I imagining things?
You're falling asleep.
Thanks. I'm going to step on it when we reach the straight road. Want to see me?
Go ahead.
Scared?
Nope.
You're not scared of anything, are you?
Not too much.
What's the speedometer say now?
65.
Oh, I'm going to make it 80 and wipe that grin off your face. I don't like gentlemen who grin at me. What's that?
Cops.
What?
A policeman's chasing us.
Oh, they make me sick.
You'd better stop. He wants to talk to us.
Drunken driving. A second offense. Now I go to jail. The whole family in jail. Who cares?
Having quite a time for yourself, aren't you?
People like you ought to be in bed.
Sure, Tom.
Just a minute, officer.
No arguments, mister. You ain't got a leg to... Oh, sorry. You could have shown that first.
That's all right.
Sure you can handle her?
No trouble.
Right. I'm sorry.
What? Where's the ticket? You didn't give me a ticket, did you? No. What's your name?
Dev, for sure.
You showed that cop something, didn't you? And he saluted you.
Did he?
I saw him.
Let's go.
No. Why, you double-crossing bastard? You're a cop.
We'll argue later.
Crashing my party, a federal cop. Tailing me to get something on me and me falling for you. Get out of my car.
Wait a minute.
Get out of my car. Get out.
Slow
Get
down.
out.
Beautiful.
Get out.
That's better.
Oh.
Now, baby, if you'll raise your chin up just a little.
If you think you're going to kiss me,
Who said anything about kissing? Sorry, beautiful. I had to do it. It's important that we both get back alive. It's about time you were waking up. How do you feel? Don't worry. You'll live. You always do.
What's always so little? What do you care how I feel?
Got a little job.
Oh, don't tell me. There's only one job you coppers will want for me. You can forget it. I'm no stewfish.
My chief thinks you'd be perfect for the job. It's in Rio.
Oh, I tell you, I'm not interested.
A lot of those Nazis are beached in Brazil, the boys your father played around with. They'd take you at face value. No pun. They'd trust you. You could make up a little for your daddy's peculiarities. That is, if you felt in the mood.
I should have.
Patriotism.
Don't make me laugh.
I hadn't expected to.
Waving the flag with one hand and picking pockets with the other. That's your patriotism. You can... What have you got there?
A recording. The label says conversation between John Huberman and his daughter Alicia, January 9, 1946.
What?
You see, we've had this bungalow wired for months. Listen.
No, I don't want to hear it.
I do.
There is for us, both of us, a mint of money in it, Alicia.
I told you last month I wouldn't do it.
Why not? This is not your country.
My mother was born here. We have American citizenship.
Yeah, but in your feelings, you're a Nazi. Oh. Alicia, if you only knew what we stand for.
I know what you stand for, and I've hated you ever since I found out. You lost the war, but you never give up, do you? I hate you, all of you, and I love this country. You understand that?
Alicia,
I love this country. And I'll see you all hang before I raise a finger against it. Now get out of here. So help me, I'll turn you in. Go on, get out.
End of record. Period.
Oh, that proved much. I didn't turn him in.
We didn't expect you to. That's the Nazis to turn in their fathers. How soon can you leave for Rio?
I don't know. How soon do you want?
We took the plane for Rio the following morning. She didn't talk much at first. She seemed to be thinking. As the days went by and we waited for our assignment, she grew more relaxed, more like herself, impatient only to get to work. Me, I wasn't complaining. Time was going pleasantly enough, maybe more pleasantly than I realized. Until that afternoon in a little street cafe.
There. Your glass is crying for another. Better call the waiter.
Not a bad idea. How about you?
Well, thanks. I've had enough.
What's the joke?
Me. I'm practically on the wagon. It's quite a change.
It's a phase.
If you don't think a woman can change?
Sure. A change is fun for a while.
For a while? Mr. Devlin, what a rat you are.
All right. You've been sober for 8 days, and so far as I know, you haven't met any new boyfriend.
That's something.
8 days.
I'm very happy, Ted. Why can't you let me be happy?
Nobody's stopping you.
Why don't you give that copper's brain of yours a rest? Every time you look at me, I can see it running over its slogans. Once a cook, always a cook. Once a tramp, always a tramp.
Go ahead. Let's play truth or consequence.
And then you pat my hand like you're doing now. Most men would hold my hand. Why won't you?
Waiter, 1 rum highball, please.
Yes, senor.
You're scared, aren't you? You're afraid you'll fall in love with me? Madly in love?
You having fun kidding me?
No. No, I'm kidding myself, Dad. I'm pretending I'm a very nice, unspoiled child. His heart is full of daisies and buttercups. When you look at me, you see Shirley Temple.
That's a nice daydream. And then what?
Then I wake up. I've changed my mind. I think I'll have another drink. A double.
No. I like it this way.
Thanks for the assist. Dad, why won't you believe in me? Just a little. Why won't you? Oh, I know why, Dad. You're sore at yourself. You're in love with me, and you're sore at yourself. Yes, the invincible Devlin. In love with someone who isn't even worth wasting the words on. That makes you sick all over, doesn't it? Now, poor Dad. To love a no good guy like me, it must be awful. I'm sorry.
Shut up. Let's get out of here. That was the first time I kissed her that afternoon. It was funny. She was like a little high school girl. Like a kid who'd never been kissed before, bubbling and gay and full of beautiful plans. And I guess I felt sort of happy, too. And then she insisted on cooking dinner for us. Only first I had to go and see Prescott, my chief. He told me what I'd have to tell her. When I got back, I wasn't feeling happy anymore.
I said to myself, he'll like it this way. Dinner on the balcony, a little world above the world. It isn't too cold out here, is it, Dad? Dad. Oh, darling, what's the matter with you? Trouble? Come on, handsome. I think you'd better tell Mama what's going on.
After dinner?
No. Now.
All right. You've got a job.
Oh, so there is a job. I've begun to wonder.
You remember a man named Sebastian?
Alex Sebastian?
Yes.
Yes, one of my father's friends.
The reports say he had quite a crush on you.
Well, I wasn't very responsive.
He's here, head of a large business concern.
His family always had money.
They're using it to help a bunch of exiled Nazis here in Rio.
Nothing big?
It has all the earmarks. We have to contact him.
Go on. Let's have all of it.
You managed to run into him accidentally. If he acts like he's still interested, you go to work on it.
Martha Harris. She makes love for the secret papers?
There are no papers. You land him. Find out what's going on in his house, what the group around him is up to, and report to me.
I suppose you knew about this pretty little job of mine all the time.
No. Prescott just told me this afternoon.
Did you say anything? No, I mean about maybe I wasn't the girl for such shenanigans.
I figured that was up to you. If you cared to back out.
You didn't put in a word for me at all? Not a word of... No, not a word for that little lovesick lady you kissed this afternoon?
I told you we've got a job.
Don't get bored. I was just fishing for a little bird call from my three men. One little remark like, Mr. Prescott, how dare you suggest that Alicia Huberman, the new Miss Huberman, be submitted to so ugly a thing?
You're not funny.
Do you want me to take this job?
You're answering for yourself.
I'm asking you.
It's all up to you, honey.
Not to you. But, darling, what you didn't tell Prescott. Tell me that you believe that I'm nice and that I love you and that I'd never change back, no matter how much they told you about what I used to be.
I'm waiting for your answer.
What a little pal you are. Never believing me. Never one little word of faith. Just down the drain with Alicia. That's where she belongs. Oh, Deb. Well, when did you say I go to work for Uncle Sam?
Tomorrow morning.
Well, I'm a little out of training. Oh, it is cold out here. I think I need a drink.
Act 2 of Notorious, starring John Hodiak and Ingrid Bergman.
I had to hand it to Alicia. She didn't waste any time. The following morning, quite by accident, of course, Sebastian discovered that she was in Rio. And judging from her reports after that, he didn't exactly waste time either. He told me about it at the races near the finish line. She'd managed to ditch him for a couple of minutes.
I can't stay long. He'll be looking for me. He's getting very jealous.
Don't look at me when you talk. Pretend you're watching the horses.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Alex took me home for dinner last night. I met his mother and his pals.
Who?
Ever hear of Dr. Anderson?
No.
Scientist of some sort. Gray hair, mustache, face is scarred. Looks like powder burns.
Check. Who else?
Eric Mathies and William Rossman.
Both big shots. Gestapo. Go on.
Emil Hupka.
No.
He made quite a scene at the dinner table about the wine.
Didn't like the vintage?
No, not that. He was frightened for a moment when Alex started to open the bottles. Seemed to think it was something else, not wine.
Was it?
No, it was wine. We drank it.
Hupka make any other break?
He didn't have much chance. Mathies suggested he might be tired, offered to drive him home, insisted on it. Hupka seemed scared.
We'll find his body one of these days. What else?
Oh, no, nothing very important. Just a minor item, but you may want it for the record.
What?
Alex is on the hook. He's already been landed.
Oh. Pretty fast work.
Yes. That's how I am once I make up my mind. Hey, you better... Are you betting on this race?
No.
Now, Alex had a tip on number 10.
And
said...
you were the new Alicia. You changed daisies and buttercups, wasn't it?
You bastard.
That's just remembering, that's all.
You could have stopped me with one word, but no, you wouldn't. You threw me out.
I threw you with no...
Didn't you tell me to go ahead? Didn't you insist?
A man doesn't tell a woman what to do. A woman tells herself. You had me almost believing in your hokey-pokey little miracle that a woman like you could ever change. That's why I didn't try to stop you. The answer had to come from you.
You fool. I went to you on my knees. You had once said you loved me so bad.
Dry your eyes, baby. It's out of character. And remember, you've got to keep on your toes. It's a tough job we're on.
No, I don't think it'll be so tough. Wait for me in the park. I'll meet you there. When I get back to town.
Back to town? You going away with him?
He wants me to marry him. I'm going to accept.
About time, don't you think? I was getting pretty tired of this park.
Alex didn't want to come back.
Sorry, I forgot. How's the blushing bride?
Not blushing?
All right, let's get down to business. You're in the house now. You'd better have a look at the wine cellar.
My count is locked. Alex has the key.
Okay, get it from him.
How?
Don't you live near him?
Well, what do I look for if I find the key?
A bottle of wine. Like the one that rattled that guy the first time you had dinner there.
All bottles look alike to me. I know, Mastermind.
You're doing all right.
No fun.
I know. You cry yourself to sleep every night. Wait. You've got a better idea. Suppose you talk Sebastian into throwing a big shindig next week.
Right.
Consider me invited. Old friend of yours. I work for Pan American. Get me in, and I'll see about the wine closet myself.
Well, you should let me watch it.
Don't have a lot of other guys that never slowed you down. Well, where is the wine cellar?
Off the side garden.
If you get the key, meet me out there.
What time? When?
Let's say the orchestra's playing a waltz. Someday I'll find you.
Someday I'll find you.
Yes, I always get that one out. It's a pleasure seeing you, madame. Good day. I thought you'd never get out. You sure this is the key?
I took it off his chain while he was having his shower.
Here we go. All right, now look around. See any wine like this?
No, I only saw the bottle once. I'm not sure Well, maybe those ones. On the end there? I think.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Probably this is 1940 bottle by... Honey? Have them laid these on their side. Let me take one off.
Oh, Dad.
I think we got the right one.
No, why did it go? Sand.
Yeah, it is sand. Okay, I'll take enough for a sample and we'll clear the rest away. Shove the broken glass back of this cabinet. Watch your hand. I'll sweep the sand in with my handkerchief. Just pretend you're a janitor cleaning things up. Janitors are never terrified.
What if Alex comes down to get more wine?
That's unfortunate.
He's always got a gun.
So have I. That does it, I think. Let's go. Which way now?
Off that door into the garden. You can get to your car. I'll go back inside.
Be sure and tell Alex good night for me. Nicest party I ever ducked.
Yes, hurry, Joseph. I must get back to my guests.
Sorry to disturb you here, Sebastian, but the champagne went so fast.
Oh, it's all right, Joseph. Anything to make Madame's party a success. Now, let's get this door unlocked and get your champagne and...
Yes, Sebastian. Is anything wrong?
Joseph, I'm afraid I can't open the wine cellar. I seem to have misplaced my key.
The park was pretty lonely yesterday. Where were you?
I couldn't get here. I wasn't feeling well.
Hangover, huh? You want a bottle again?
What's that to you?
Nothing, except you don't look so hot. Well, we finally got a lab report on that sand.
What?
It's uranium ore.
Then it's something big.
And how? Hey, what did you do with that key the other night?
I put it back on his chain while he was sleeping.
Did he say anything?
Not a word.
I was sort of thinking about that. What would he do if he knew the score?
Maybe nothing.
How do you think of that?
He must be frightened of the others finding out. If they thought he'd endanger them because he fell for me, they wouldn't like that.
That's the trouble with those Nazis. They don't appreciate true love. Now, you take a clean-cut fellow like me.
Goodbye, Dad.
What do you mean goodbye?
Well, nothing. Goodbye. Fresh air isn't as good for a hangover as I thought.
Will I see you tomorrow?
If I'm up to it, you'll be here. I'll come. If I'm feeling better.
Excuse me, Herr Sebastian. Madame is not coming down for breakfast?
I'm afraid not, Joseph. She's ill again. Another one of those attacks.
I'm sorry, sir.
Well, I don't think it's anything really serious, but I've disconnected the telephone. I don't want it disturbed.
Yes, sir. Should I fix her a tray?
Well, some coffee, perhaps. Oh, and Joseph.
Yes, sir.
I think I had better take it up myself.
5 days. I waited for her every afternoon, but she didn't show. And sitting there alone in the park, I began to ask myself some questions. Suppose it wasn't a hangover that day. Suppose she was sick. Suppose they were doing something to her. Well, I couldn't take it anymore. So I drove out to the house.
I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Sebastian is busy. He's in the study with some business associates.
I see. Is Mrs. Sebastian in?
Madame is confined to her bed. She's been very ill.
Oh, too bad.
We have all been most concerned about her. I will tell Mr. Sebastian you are calling, sir. Will you wait here, please?
Wait here. That's brother, what is it?
Who is it? Who's there?
Alicia, what's wrong with you?
I'm so glad you've come.
I had to. I got tired of sitting on that bench alone. What is it, Alicia? What's wrong with you?
Alex, he's poisoning me. Slowly, the others won't suspect.
How long?
Oh, I didn't know. I just found out this morning. I saw him drop something in my coffee.
Come on, get up. We've got to get you out of here.
I can't walk. I'm so weak.
You've got to walk. You hear? You've got to.
Dad, I must tell you something about this.
Not now. Here. Put this coat over your shoulders.
They got careless. They talked. I heard it.
Come on now. Stand up.
Stand. Comes from the Morris man. The town called Stand on Mars.
We'll find it. Good work. Now, walk. Try to walk.
I can't make it. You go alone.
What good would that be? What good would I ever be again alone?
Yes.
Why do you think I'm here right now? Because I love you. Do you understand that? I love you.
Love me?
That's putting it mildly. I've gone around howling inside for you.
No. Not just because I'm sick.
No. Long ago, all the time, from the beginning. That's it. Just keep walking like that.
You love me. Oh, Dad, if you'd only said it before.
I'm doing all right now. We're almost at the door. I love you. Keep walking down it.
Oh, Dad, what about Alex? He won't let us get out.
Listen, he's more scared than we are. One word from us and he's in trouble with his pal.
It would be easier for you alone.
You're never getting rid of me again.
Never tried to. Maybe I'm delirious. Oh, Dad, hold me tight.
Afterwards, for years, longest clinch in history. Come on. We made it all right with a lot of luck, and afterwards Mr. Prescott had a lot of things to say. But I wasn't looking at him. I was looking at Alicia. Beautiful, I thought to myself. Plenty beautiful. It won't be too hard on the eyes to keep looking at her all the time. And I'm going to be looking at her all the time. All my life, I guess.
You'd better, Dad. That's your new job.
Players has been a presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Columbia Broadcasting System presents The Free Company. For what avail the plow or sail, or land or life, if freedom fails?
This is James Boyd speaking for the Free Company. Today, Paul Lucas finds himself unable to take part. But you will hear the Dean of American Actors and one of the best-loved Americans, George M. Cohan, with Paul Henreid in Above Suspicion. Today's drama concerns freedom from police persecution. It was to have been written by Sherwood Anderson. In his death last month at Colon Canal Zone, the Free Company suffered its first loss, and the country lost a great American. For 30 years, Sherwood Anderson represented a vital part of the United States, the America of the small town. He was kind and gentle. He was the easygoing, friendly American with everybody he met. But there was nothing soft about this friendliness. When it came to justice for the oppressed, to freedom for all in equal measure, nothing could move him. He was poor. He was not always well. But he was always ready to give himself for a juster, a fairer, a more honest world. The last thing he ever did was to start his contribution to this Free Company program. The script for his play was not completed. But the Free Company has taken his original idea and developed it. We therefore present it under the title he'd chosen, not, of course, as his own work, but as a tribute to his memory. In this play, the scene is the combination dining and living room of a small, clean apartment in New York City. The time is 3 years ago, when the storm clouds just began to gather across the sea. And now a play about freedom from police persecution, Above Suspicion.
So, Trudy, now we put clean napkins in the napkin rings.
Okay, Mama, here's the napkin.
Thank you. And now by every napkin we put a little flower. So.
Gee, that's pretty, Mama. It looks like a birthday party.
Yeah, we're making a little party for Fritz. Now, please bring the spoons.
Okay, Mama. When will they get here?
As soon as Fritz gets off the boat, Papa will bring him. Soon they come now. Go on, Trudy, set the table.
What's Fritz like?
I don't know.
Do I call him cousin?
Yeah, cousin or Fritz.
How was he my cousin, Mama?
You know that I came to this country when I was a little girl like you?
Yes, I know, only you had pigtails.
Yeah, not brown, fluffy hair like you. Long, yellow pigtails. Well, when I came here, in the old country was my sister Trudy. We gave you her name.
Why didn't she come with you?
Because she was married already. And so, like you are my child, Fritz is my sister's child, only older. That is a cousin to you. No, the fork must be on the left side. Oh, now I must go look at the steak. You can set out the glasses, the big beer glasses. Mary!
Yeah?
Come here, watch Trudy while she sets the table. She wants to do it all by herself.
Oh, okay. Mary, I have a cousin.
Yeah, I know this, Fritz.
Have you a cousin?
Sure, 10 of them.
What are they like?
All kinds. One's a bank cashier and one's in jail.
In jail? What did he do?
He was a bank cashier, too. The best-looking member of the family, Bill was, so it had to be Bill. Oh, well. What does Fritz do?
Nothing, I guess. He's pretty young.
Huh? When I was 16, I'd had 5 jobs already. Lost them all.
Hurry up there, hurry up.
Mama, Mary has 10 cousins.
Is that so? Oh, Papa and Fritz should be here now. Mary, you want to chop the vegetables for the salad?
Sure, anything you want.
Mama, Mary has a cousin in jail. Did you know that?
Oh, I really don't know anything about her. I just saw her at the market and asked would she like to help out for dinner today.
But ain't that awful in jail?
Well, if she admits it, I guess she's honest. Listen, it's them. It's Papa and Fritz. Now, Trudy, listen, please don't ask questions.
Yes, Mama.
Well, Mama, here we are. Here he is, right here.
Grüß Gott, Tante.
Oh, also, das ist der Fritz. Willkommen, Fritz. Ich freue mich ja so. Willkommen in unserem Haus.
But we shall speak in English. I do speak it.
I should say he does. He speaks it pretty near as good as I do.
And this is Cousin Trudy. How do you do?
Hello, Fritz.
Well, come on, folks. Now, let's all sit down. Here, Fritz, here, you sit over here.
Thank you.
And, Mama, I'm hungry, I am.
Well, I hope so. We are having a real old-fashioned dinner, just like the old country. All right, Mary.
Mama, can I have beer?
When it comes, yes, a little, just to drink Fritz's health.
Do you have for me?
Yes, we can start, Mary.
Okay.
Can I have Kaffeekuchen? Can I have Apfelstrudel? And then can I have...
A little. Now, be quiet. Fritz, how are you all? How is my sister?
Oh, she's well, Aunt Anna. She sends her love.
And your good father?
He's well, Aunt Anna. He sends his respects.
Fritz, how is the boat?
Oh, it was a fine ship. All our new ships are fine ships.
Yes, sir, and this one was a whopper, too. You know, for a while I thought I'd never find this boy, not knowing what he looked like or anything, you know.
How did you find him, Papa?
Oh, I found him right under his right letter on the pier. And Mama, who do you think was the customs inspector going through Fritz's bags, huh?
I couldn't guess. You know everybody.
Yes, well, it was old Otto Rhinelander. You remember? They used to live next to us down 14th Street?
Yeah.
Yes, I hadn't seen him in years. Say, Fritz, what got into you with Otto there, anyway, huh?
Pardon?
You know, Mama, I found Otto was talking the old country language to Fritz, and Fritz here, he didn't say nothing. He just looked kind of scared.
To talk to officials, please. That is not wise.
Well, you sure didn't give him anything to get hold of, I'll say that. Say, boy, you ain't trying to run nothing through the customs now, are you, huh? None of them Dutch cigars, no diamonds, no narcotics or something?
No, I could not violate the law. I've nothing to declare.
Papa, stop teasing Fritz. Fritz, pay no attention to Papa. He's always like that.
Papa's a tease. Papa's a tease.
And you too, Trudy. Don't tease Papa. Now, Fritz, now we shall be serious. Tell me some more about my sister and your father, yeah?
They are well, Aunt Anna. She sends her love and he sends his respects.
For so long now they have not written.
Sometimes that is best, for the good of the state.
State? What's the state got to do with it, huh?
The state has to do with everything, naturally.
Jumping Jehoshaphat. Listen, the state's got nothing to do with folks' private affairs, nothing.
Please, Uncle Joe, with all respect, if the state doesn't control private affairs, how can the state become strong?
Oh, it'll become strong, all right. You know, it might become too darn strong, I'll say. And I also say let the government mind its own dot-blasted business, and I'll mind mine. That's the way I feel.
Excuse me, Uncle Joe, again. I speak with respect. But with us, no one would speak so of the state. And so our leaders say, we shall become strong, the strongest of all.
Well, now, son, you know, there's been lots of nations claim that, and they've all had to climb down in the end somehow or other.
The end? Excuse me, but who knows the end?
Well, of course, nobody knows the end. Nobody knows the end of anything, I guess. But that's why I figured that what we do today stacks up so big.
What we do today in my country is big. You shall see, please. We grow strong.
All right, you grow strong. Now, what for, huh?
So that we shall win. Already the Ruhr we take, Austria we take. What we need we shall take. That is what our leaders say.
Yes, well, son, I don't say it can't be done or that you won't do it, but after all now, what is there in it all?
Papa, don't begin to talk politics. You always get indigestion when you talk politics.
Oh, now, Mama, now, please, now, let me finish. Now, what's the idea of giving up freedom, food, and happiness for an end that we don't know anything about? Well, now, I say this. I say if we hang on to the things, I mean the things that a lot of folks have died to get for us, then we know we got something good. Now, don't that make sense, huh?
Excuse me, please, Uncle. I cannot agree.
Well, all I mean is that any government at all that takes away freedom and happiness on any excuse at all, in the end it costs them more than it's worth.
Papa, stop arguing and eat.
Me? I'm not arguing. I'm just telling Fritz here.
Here, Papa, have more steak, yeah? What is it, Trudy?
Mama, how did Fritz learn English? Fritz, how did you?
In school. In our school, we learn all things that will be useful. You learn English and marching and running in gas masks and the history of our country.
Is that any fun?
With us, school is not for fun. It is for the state.
Why did you come over here then?
Well, because I cannot run in the gas mask. I have sometimes a little cough.
Oh, are you not well?
Oh, it's nothing, merely a bronchitis. The state says that here I shall have more milk and butter. Well, that is all. Then I shall return.
Well, speaking of the government now...
Papa, nobody is speaking of the government.
Well, I am right now. I'm speaking of the government. Now, wait a minute. Now, you take this administration, for instance. Now, they've got no experience, and they've got no horse sense.
Uncle Joe, with all respect, please.
Well, look at the relief racket. Well, they're just a bunch of chiselers. And look at this...
Uncle Joe, please.
Now, son, please, don't interrupt me now. Just a minute. What do you know about it, anyway? You don't know a darn thing. Now, you listen to me. You know, they don't buy votes the way the crowd used to down at the City Hall. They just hire them now and put them on the government payroll. That's what
I
do.
protest.
Oh, shucks, boy, what do you know? Let me tell you something. Before we know it, the entire country will be living off the government, and there'll be about only one taxpayer left to support them. And by gravy, I shouldn't be surprised if I happen to be that taxpayer, too.
Such talk is dangerous.
Dangerous, Lord. I wish it was. The trouble is, nobody pays any attention. Again, all I hope is that the people wake up before the country's stolen right out from under them. That's what I hope.
It's dangerous.
It's stolen. Always the country is stolen. Did you ever think the government was any good, Papa?
Oh, yeah, sure I did. From what I hear, the Second Grover Cleveland administration was all right.
Papa, eat.
I'm eating. But all I say is, Fritz, that I may not know much about politics, but I do know a bunch of goggle-eyed, long-haired professors when I see them. And I know a lot of things.
Papa, look at Fritz.
Here, boy, here. What's the matter with you,
Fritz,
boy?
What are you looking for?
In the corner, sometimes they put dictaphones.
Dictaphones? Again, I wish they would put some dictaphones here. I'd pay all the expenses to have the record sent right straight to the White House. That's what I do. Then they'd know what was going on then. We'd get some results then, eh, Mama? Huh?
There's no dictaphone. But you know this woman?
What woman? Who?
She in the kitchen.
Oh, I don't. Do you, Anna?
No, I just got talking to her at the market. I told her I wanted a little help for dinner, and we'll fix it up.
Aunt Anna, you bring a stranger into your home? Someone you do not know?
I know all about her. She's always changing jobs, and she has a cousin in jail.
Jail? Well, I'll be darned. What's she in jail for?
For being a bank cashier. And she's in love with him, I bet.
You see? They have someone she loves. And so they have her. She must do what they say.
Oh, boy, I don't know what's getting into you, Fritz. Well, she looks to me just like a pleasant, lanky, no-account old girl, that's all.
You hush. You'll hurt her feelings. Now, look, here's the beer.
Mama, can I have some?
Yes, just a little. And Papa will make the toast, just like in the old country, yeah, Papa?
Yes, well, I can't pronounce it very well, you know, Fritz, but Mama's taught it to me pretty good at that. Yeah. And, boy, I want to tell you that I sure do mean this when I sing it. Now, here goes, now. Ein, zwei, drei.
Ein Prosit, ein Prosit, sehr gemütlich.
Go on, Mama, now keep on. That's it, listen to her. That's
ein Prosit, ein Prosit,
finish
sehr gemütlich. Now, ein, zwei, drei. Super.
You know, I want to tell you something. This has been some meal. Now, it's some meal.
Everybody's eating but Fritz.
Excuse me, please, but today I have not an appetite. It is perhaps the change from the boat.
Oh, never mind, Fritz. Now, you excuse me for a minute. Papa and I are going across the street. It's the Bernolfo's wedding anniversary. We'll take them some of these cakes. Trudy, you stay here with Fritz. Oh, Papa, will you give Mary $1 and tell her to wash the dishes before she goes, yeah?
I heard you. They're all washed and put away except them down the table.
Well, here you are. Here, Mary. Here's your $1.
Well, thanks, Mr. Smith. Much obliged.
Well, much obliged to you, Mary. So long, Mary. Pleased to meet you.
Well, same here.
Goodbye, Mary. Much obliged.
So long,
Paul.
Mary, can I clean up?
Sure, you can carry these dishes into the kitchen. Here, you take them now.
Okay, thanks.
Well, Fritzy, how you doing? You didn't eat very much.
I wish you to understand. These people, they are nothing to me.
Ain't they your cousins?
An accident. I've never seen them before.
Well, what's wrong with them? They look all right to me.
I wish to point out that I took no part in the conversation, in the political discussion.
You betcha. You sure didn't have much to say for yourself.
You acknowledge that?
Well, I just kind of joined in some.
But not to agree, not to agree.
Well, for heaven's sake, I don't know. You're all talking all together there.
So that is all you have to say. That would be your report.
Hey, I don't get you. Looks to me like one of us don't understand English so good. Well, okay, I gotta be moving.
But please. To me, naturally, this is important.
Hey, look, some other time, kid. When I have $1, I burn to spend it. Oh, what do you know? The kids put away the dishes. So long, Trudy.
So long, Mary.
So long, Fritzy.
Fräulein, please, I beg.
Hey, let go of my hand. Who do you think you are? One of them fresh guys or something?
I beg your pardon.
Granted. So long.
Fräulein, do not include me with the others. Fräulein!
I put away all the dishes all by myself.
Can these rooms be seen from elsewhere?
Well, the Raffertys across the area can see. He's a cop.
Pardon?
A policeman.
A policeman? Can we see the entrance to this building?
Sure, right from here.
Oh, keep back here. I will look. Wait. Pull down the shades. You that one, I this one.
What is this, Fritz, a game?
Shh, be silent. Sit in that chair.
What's the matter? You look awful. You scare me.
This is a good room.
It's a beautiful room, but it's all dark now.
From here I can see the entrance just by pushing the shade aside.
I'm getting tired here.
How do you policemen dress?
They have blue clothes, but then so do firemen.
Come here, quietly. Look out there. Are those policemen?
Sure.
One is coming in the front entrance.
That's probably Mr. Rafferty.
The other four go round the corner.
They're from the station house.
Is there a back way here?
Sure, for the cans and trash and things.
Go back and sit down.
I don't wanna.
Go.
Gee, I thought you were gonna be so nice.
Nice? This is no time for niceness.
What is all this craziness?
Listen. Someone comes.
Well, what of it? What's the difference?
You speak, I...
Let go of my arm. You hurt me.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I was nervous. But they've gone. But it will come again. I must think. Is there here a gun?
A gun? No, it's not allowed.
There must be a gun. All dangerous radicals have guns. We must find it and dispose of it. If it is found, it will be worse for us.
Papa's never had a gun. And who's a radical? Papa's a legionnaire and an elk.
Elk? An elk? What's that? Oh, why must I come here at such a moment? Are there papers? Oh, we should look. We should burn them. Nothing must be found, no proof. Why do you ask me to such a place? Who are you? Is it a trap? No, you're foolish. You're crazy. You don't know what can happen, but I know. I've seen such people at home. They think they will be safe, but sometimes it happens to them. But I will save you. If I can, you are my people. Whatever they do, I shall say nothing. Now we must wait. Perhaps they will go away. No, they never go away. Listen. They come again. Sit still.
Oh, Papa!
You fool!
Here. What is this here?
Papa, he was choking me.
What? Why, you ornery whelp. Say, listen, I got a mind to pin your ears back. What's the meaning of this, huh?
Joe, I beg, please. I wished only to save you, to save us all.
To save us?
Police. There's been one here once. I thought they were coming back. Trudy would not keep quiet. We must move. They came while you were gone.
Trudy, who came here? Who came?
I don't know. Fritz wouldn't let me open the door.
Hey, boy, you must be sick.
I'm not sick, but I've seen.
What's the matter?
Nana, make them understand.
Understand what, Fritz? What's wrong here? The room is all dark.
Fritz pulled down the shade.
This boy here was choking Trudy.
Oh, you don't know, you don't understand.
Fritz, please tell me.
Listen, Nana.
Yes.
Once I was like you. Once I lived with Father and Mother, and we were happy. But in the home, they would talk, they would say things against the state, like you, Uncle Joe. Only not so bad. Not much, only a little. Then one night, I hear steps and voices. It is the police. You understand? The police. And now they come here to this place. Again, the police. While you were away, they come to the door.
Fritz, do you know who that was that you think was the police? It
was Jimmy Rafferty, a neighbor's boy.
A neighbor's boy?
Yes, his father's a policeman.
Policeman?
Yes, they are good friends of ours. And do you know what Jimmy wanted? He studies German in his school, and he wants to try if he can speak with you in German. Now, do you see how all this is foolish, Fritz?
Foolish to you, not foolish to me. You were not there that night to hear the big feet on the stairs, to hear the voices. I was frightened, but in the end, I got up. I went to my father's and mother's room. They are gone. Gone! Never did I see them again.
But, boy, you told us a while ago that they were well and that they sent their love.
That is what it told me to say. For the state. But never did I see them again. Never did I hear. I asked and I was beaten. Look on my face, you see. They said if I ask any more, it would be bad for them. That they would be beaten. My beautiful mother will be beaten.
No, Fritz, no.
She will be beaten, my beautiful mother. They will make her cry.
Fritz.
My mother.
But Fritz, please, it is not
my
so.
Mother
Here,
will be beaten.
Fritz, it's all so different. You must believe me. Ja, I know
Mother.
you will believe me. Hier wird alles gut werden. Alles wird gut, Fritz.
And Anna.
Please.
And Anna.
So now you are a good boy, Fritz, yeah? Now you are better.
Hello, Jimmy. Hello there. Mama, here's Jimmy back again here. Maybe Fritz wouldn't want to see him right now, huh?
Oh, Papa, could he wait?
No, I will see him. I will be all right. I'm not a coward. But I don't know anymore. But not a coward. Tell him I shall be pleased.
Come then, Jimmy.
Gee, Mrs. Smith, it looks like I come at a bad time.
Oh, the bad time is over, Jimmy. Papa, raise the blinds, will you?
You betcha. Hey, Jimmy, you want a piece of cake, do you? There's some in the kitchen there if you do.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Smith.
Uncle Joe and Anna, Trudy, forgive me, please.
That's all right, son. Now, don't say nothing more about it. Now, let her go.
See, that's better. The sunlight comes in. Trudy, tell Jimmy Fritz wants to see him.
Come on, Jimmy. Fritz, this is Jimmy Rafferty.
Oh, hiya, Fritz.
How'd you do? And Anna says you can speak my language.
No, I can't really, but I learned a song, and I thought I might spring it at our class show. You know, kind of surprise them. Only I don't know if I pronounce it right, you know. It's called Ich weiß nicht, was soll es bedeuten. Did you ever hear of it?
At home all know that song.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, sing it, please.
Oh, no, you sing it. I wouldn't sound so good.
But please, you must try.
Well, let Fritz give me a lead.
No, you first.
Oh, come on, boys. Come on now. Sing it together, both of you now. Come on.
Ich weiß nicht, was soll es bedeuten.
Yeah, Mama. Hey, what's the matter with you, Mama, huh?
My sister.
Oh, now, come on, dear. Now, be brave. Look at Fritz here. Look at him.
Yeah, he's brave. I won't let him see me cry. I will think how lucky we are.
Sure we're lucky. Sure we are. Oh, Mama. Now, please. Now, listen. Maybe we can find your sister. Maybe we can find her husband, too. Now, maybe they may be all right now. You don't know.
I do not know. The end we do not know. Just like you said.
Yeah, that's right. But we know what's going on today, don't we? I said that, too, didn't I, huh? Yeah.
Today we know. And today we make Fritz just like our son. Could we do that, Papa?
Why, certainly, old lady. You bet we can, yes. Oh, boys, now I'll tell you something. That was pretty good. That was very good indeed.
We ain't so bad. Look here, Fritz, you want to go on with me in the show? Hey, we'd knock 'em dead.
I shall be very happy. You bet.
Okay, we're set. Hey, you must have done a lot of singing, fella.
With his father, I guess. Just like you, Jimmy.
Yes, with him.
For 20 years, his father sings bass in the Lutheran choir. Oh, one time they made a record for the phonograph. So you like the old country music, Jimmy?
Gee, yes, Mrs. Smith. It's great stuff.
You'd like to hear some real great stuff, Jimmy? Trudy, get out the record. It's in my bureau drawer. Papa, wind up the box, will you?
All right, Mama. You know, Mama, it's a long time since you played this record, you know.
Yeah, Papa, a long time. Because I'm so sad about the old country.
Yeah, I know. Well, now, listen. Now, maybe we better not play it at all.
No, I want to play it. Because I'm a little happy, too. Happy about Jimmy, that he loves our music. Happy about Fritz, that he is here in this country where people from all countries are free together. This good country, eh?
Yes,
Papa?
Yes, it's a pretty good country, Mama. It's been good to you ever since you came here, hasn't it, eh? It's been good to me, too, and to my folks for over 300 years. Of course, I like to cuss it out once in a while, but why, Gravy, don't you ever let me hear anybody else say nothing against it, I'll tell you that.
You see, Fritz, Papa thinks like me. Here all should be happy. All should be proud. Because, like Papa says, the end we do not know. Only today we know. So what we have good, what we have great, that let us keep. Please, Papa, play.
Here we go.
This is James Boyd speaking again. Before our revolution, Pitt, the Prime Minister of England, speaking of the right to be free from oppression by officials, was saying, "The poorest man may in his cottage bid defiance to all the force of the crown. It may be frail, its roof may shake, the wind may blow through it, the storms may enter, the rain may enter, but the King of England cannot enter. All his forces dare not cross the threshold of that ruined tenement." That respect for the individual which forbids the king to enter is the basis not only for the freedom shown in our play today, but for all the freedoms preserved in our Bill of Rights. It is our way of life. And as we bring to a close this Free Company series about that American way, the Free Company remembers its plays on freedom of speech, of the press, of assembly, of religion. It remembers the whole body of our American beliefs. And it says, here we stand on our great principles, on our deep, strong beliefs. And the voice of America answers, here we stand.
Columbia has concluded the first series of broadcasts by the Free Company. Copies of today's program may be obtained by sending 10 cents, the cost of printing and mailing, to the Free Company in care of the Columbia Broadcasting System in New York. The entire series of these radio plays has been published in book form and may be obtained, beginning tomorrow, at your local bookstore. Today, Mr. Smith was played by George M. Cohan, Fritz by Paul Henreid. Also included in the cast were Lily Valenti, Betty Jane Tyler, Francis Cheney, and Eddie Ryan, Jr. The music was conducted by Howard Barlow, and the entire production was directed by Earl McGill.
Tune in again next Sunday for The Free Company, a presentation of the Columbia Broadcasting System brought to you by means of electrical transcription through WBNS in Columbus. If your son or daughter has artistic or mechanical talent, give it the encouragement it deserves.